introduction out of Cool and the gang. A bunch of UK boys, Star Wars, Lego fans. We got Whittakee I with his alternating boxer boys. Then the stop motion maestro Slurpy makes some noise. And Englishmen, Irishmen, and Welshmen walking to a bar. Skip the beers, dance pool, we only want that galaxy far. So settle in, grab a cup of tea, relax and unwind. Cool and the gang got the stream that's gonna ease your mind. Cool on, Luke would like to welcome on.
Welcome everybody, Cool Hang Luke, episode 9, and tonight's show, everybody, we've got the illustrious Oaktown Bricks, but he's running a little bit late, so bear with us while I fiddle about with some. I can hear it this week. Is that too loud? How's that? So yeah, welcome everybody. Joined as usual by my amazing co-hosts, Whittakee, aka Martin, and Slurpy, aka Matthew. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, all's fine on my end. Taking it easy.
Okay. So, for anybody who hasn't had a chance to see our agenda for tonight, Oaktown is going to be giving us a whistle-stop tour of Ninjago, and for me it'll be an eye-opener because I don't know anything about it. And speaking of which, here's the man now. So let's welcome to the stage Oaktown Bricks. No, I tried to add him and he's disappeared. So I don't know what's. If it's not tech diffs with us, it's tech diffs with our guests, by the looks of it.
Human error.
Look, he will be here, guys. But in the meantime, just want to talk a little bit about what we've got coming up for you guys in tonight's juicy show. So we're going to, Oaktown Bricks is going to be going through Lego Ninjago for us and just hopefully educating some of us, at the very least me. We're also going to talk a little bit about Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, just kind of in honor of today, because obviously it's quite a special day in our history. And in connection with that, we'll also be talking about Mission 22 on behalf of Fritz Bricks, which is a charity that he's currently raising money for, and we'll go into a little bit more detail. There is a link in the top of the chat for you guys to sort of add and join his Whatnot stream, where he'll be doing the majority of his fundraising. I'll get the information for that for you guys in a sec. And then the other thing we're going to do, apart from the other little bits and pieces we normally sort of wedge in there somewhere, is we're going to be doing a Star Wars 2025 wish list. So looking forward to that one myself, because I've had quite a few ideas. We will talk briefly about what's currently rumored, but we won't go into too much detail about that because it's not a rumor show or a kind of leak show as such. It's more of a what we'd like to see, regardless of whether it's realistic or not. Just to kind of, feel out what other people are looking for. But yeah, well, before we do any of that, let's add, for the second attempt, to add our illustrious guest.
Hello, what's up, everyone?
Oaktown Bricks in the house. So it's the Cali to Nethley connection back in effect. Only this time we've got a bit of Irish and a bit of English in there. So yeah, and if anybody didn't get the reference, what I used in Instagram, we used the Loonies I Got Five in It instrumental, because they also hail from Oakland, which is where Oaktown.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. I found that. I think you told me that actually. But
so what?
I think it was you who told me that.
Oh,
No, it was either going to be Loonies or MC Hammer. So
yeah, I know about MC Hammer. I don't think about Loonies.
So look, obviously we always start the show when we've got a special guest by introducing them, which we've done, and then asking a little bit about yourself. So Oaktown Bricks, what's your name and where'd you come from?
I'm Sebastian Martinez, and I'm from Oakland, California. That's where I was born. That's where I've grown up. I also spent a lot of time in Mexico, Guadalajara to be more exact. But yeah. And yeah, that's I guess who I am, in a nutshell. But I guess Were you also wondering about like Lego?
Yeah, you do what you want to do, mate. You plug yourself, you sell yourself, you do what you need to do.
Yeah. So I got into Lego big time in 2020. Before that, I would just maybe see Lego here and there and think that it was cool, but didn't really get into it until like a month after the pandemic started because I was bored. And since then I've gotten sets here and there. I got someone's collection, so that was awesome. Their big Lego collection, and let's see the chat.
No, you carry on, mate. You carry on. We'll address them as and when.
There you go. So
yeah,
having your faith.
And ever since then, I just I've been big into the hobby. I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking at my sets right now, and I started my YouTube channel in 2023, May of 2023. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just posted some shorts in May because that's what I thought would get more traction and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And later I did long form videos, and I just created more content throughout the time. And then I started my own podcast, which should be back soon, hopefully. And yeah, that's I've become, I've joined the community, which is awesome. And the community is a lot of fun, for sure. I enjoy the hobby a lot. It's a lot of fun. The brick is a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that you can do with the brick, which I think is really cool.
Okay, so look, I've got quite a few questions for you. And the first one being, I'm really, really disappointed that you've had a haircut.
Oh, really? Oh,
I love seeing that, that glorious mop of hair, mate.
Yeah,
and,
thank you. Yeah.
Especially from somebody who wishes he had hair, and even when he did, it wasn't particularly exciting. So, I'm gutted, mate. And you know what? Of all the stickers I've ever created on Instagram, yours was the hardest to do because of that hair. Because it just couldn't. When you use stickers on Instagram and you do like a cutout of somebody,
Mm-hmm.
it just would not compute that hair was, part of the person. So I worked it out in the end, but it was difficult. So
yeah.
So it is quite interesting what you said then about getting into the hobby. And this isn't really a question for you; it's more of a question to the panel. But did we all get back into Lego on the sort of basis of the pandemic?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
Whittakee? Martin, was that the case for you, or?
Well, I didn't actually get back into it. It was because I was never into it.
No, you know what I mean. This current phase you're in started in that time,
it
right?
kind of started. When did the pandemic start? 2020, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of waited a couple. So 2022, I started. So it was still going on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Slurpy, you were saying, mate. Go ahead.
No, I've just been into Lego since I was 5. I had like a dark age that lasted 2 weeks when I wanted to buy Hasbro figures, and I've never looked back. But I think my kind of interest in the community has gone up and down a lot. But it's, I would say probably since 2019, I've been kind of in the community,
right?
Or try to get more involved. But no, I don't think
I think I probably worded it wrong. That's kind of what I meant, because I got back into Lego way before COVID. But I think, this getting involved in the community and more social media side of things, and certainly YouTube really came around for me sort of COVID time, because obviously I had a free time, and that's when I first kind of discovered Life Bricks, M&R Productions, and then obviously they segued me into places like ACOB and things like that. And I'd had a YouTube channel of my own long before any of that, but never really kind of did anything with it. So, but yeah, that's what I kind of meant, is that, in terms of this phase we're currently living in. But no, that's quite interesting. So going back to our guest, Oaktown, I think it's worth saying to everybody, but when I had the idea for this show, before I even had any co-hosts or anything, a brand, anything, the first person I spoke to got some advice from.
Mhm.
I don't know, and it's quite. I don't know. For him, it's maybe quite a proud thing, but I think
Yeah,
for me,
for sure,
it's quite humbling when sort of a 40-plus-year-old guy is asking a sort of sub 20-year-old person for advice. And I got no shame in that because, I kind of enjoyed his content. I enjoyed him as a person. And I think, so he gave me a little bit of advice on, a show, starting up a show. And we chatted a little bit about it. And I just said, if I ever end up doing it, which is probably about a year ago now, if I ever end up doing it, you're going to be the first guest on the show. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And, we've been trying to get him on the show ever since, but he's just so busy and so in demand in other places that he had to keep pushing us down the list, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, I had school. Well, today I don't have school since it's Veterans Day in the U.S. Shout out to all the veterans.
Yeah,
that's why I was able to do it today.
But no, so we've had you in the diary, mate. We've had you in the waiting room for since the show was kind of. And look, guys, anybody who's in the chat, I'd like you to put in any comments that you've got, any questions for Oaktown, and obviously we'll put them to him. So let's just do a quick, we got a chance.
Oaktown's made a few wee kind of cameos in some of these episodes.
Yeah,
this is the other thing I was going to say is that he's kind of our, if you like, he's our life bricks to ACOB. He does the odd sort of pop in now and then.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, for sure.
He props up the panel now and then when when someone's had to part. And obviously, if the time comes that I can't come on, I'd like to think hopefully he might be able to sort of jump in out one of our steads. So, but yeah, look, I appreciate everything you've done for the channel, mate. Both. In person and behind the scenes. So let's just do a quick roundup of the comments because I'm really conscious this week of.
Yeah, I'm putting them in, but I want to say good evening to Cooper because I actually saw face to his name the other day. Good to see you, Coop.
Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, shout out to Cooper. I popped up on 2 ACOB shows so far. They both DWPs.
Oh my God, I've only just caught up as well. Blimey, they had loads on.
Yeah, oh Christ, mate! I'm at the point now where I'm stacking them now, ready for when I'm recovering from my operation because I've got about 3/4 of the way through a show by the time the next one comes out, and then I do the same. So I've seen the first probably 20 minutes of every show, but I don't think I've completed one for a while. But they are the kind of shows. Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to say something because obviously you said it for me and Matthew. Obviously we missed it, but it was Cool Hand Luke's birthday. Last week.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. What? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
See that thing. How do you say it in Welsh? I know it's a bit odd.
It came up on Facebook, so that's how I knew.
Pembley Happies.
Happy birthday.
Pembley Happies CT.
And he got my birthday song that I sing to everyone.
Do anybody want to take a stab in the chat how old they think I turned? No, if you actually know, don't obviously give it away. But
yeah,
who wants to take a guess? Round the panel, Oaktown, how old do you think I turned?
43.
Do you know, Slurpy?
I think I do. I don't want to say, but I get.
The Padawan's going 69. Nice, mate. Nice.
Of course.
Yeah. Innuendos aside, you're a little bit off. But, if you ask me how old I feel, you'd probably be close to the mark, mate. But yeah, appreciate the happy birthdays. So who have we got in the chat altogether, man?
40. How old are you then? I was going to say 42.
I'm actually 44. And when I asked people when I asked people to guess, I was hoping for figures around about the 330. So Oaktown, guessed 43.
Once you reach 40, mate, they go.
Yeah, but Oaktown was top of my list, but now he's gone right to the bottom because when someone asks your birthday, you just out of politeness, you minus 10.
At least I gave you 2 years lower. There you go.
I thought 40 because I remember you saying something about getting the cantina for your 40th.
Yeah.
And I was like, that came out in 2020. And I was like, all right. But like, no, wait a minute. Did it come out in 2019? And I was like, oh, I wasn't sure. Like,
yeah, it was
so
2020.
apologies for that.
Getting all the legends in tonight.
Yeah, call them out, mate, because I'm not. I'll leave that to you.
Hive, yeah.
So we got Hive at the house. Hive,
So
thanks.
Hey, what's up, Hive?
Nice.
He's only here to see Oaktown. I
Uh,
think that's whenever we have somebody big, a big guest in like Oaktown, a legend in the game, we always get loads of. Fun. That's half the reason you're here.
we need Hive to come on and do a rant about British and Irish food. Horrible.
Well, while Hive is here, obviously, you know, it goes without saying that I'd like to get everybody on this show, but somebody like that who is quite heavy in the game, but also does his own fair share of live shows, probably less available, I guess, and certainly. But I know at the moment he's kind of got a little bit more time than he would probably like. But Hive, if you're listening, mate, I'd love to get you on the show one time, but we really need to think of something juicy that we can hash out. I think I did mention it in one of your chats, one of your live streams the other day. You'll have to come on and hash that out, but I can't remember what I said. So we got to find something for you, mate. But I'd love to talk things out. But yeah, much respect and dubs for Brick Hive.
Yeah, always shout out to the Hivester.
Is Hive? I can't remember, but is Hive team blind bag or team box?
Is he what?
Figures? Was Brick is Hive like when it comes to minifigures? Is he like team bag or team box?
In the debate, I believe it was team bag, and then I think he's team box.
Have I missed a debate here then? Because I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. I mean, I know
this
concept.
2 years ago.
I didn't watch it. I've just heard of it.
Sure.
But I think that's
team bag would be.
Was that the CMF series?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hive's on my good side now. Then,
because see anyone liking the boxes, to be honest. But
yeah.
Well, at least now you can scan them, so.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
It kind of removes the issue.
But then it's like when an employee walks by, they just stare at you like, oh, I have to learn to code, have to reskill myself here, scanning them.
I was going to say, I don't think they care though. Do they? At the end of the day, if it's
they're great. They get them down for me, and they say, "There you go."
Yeah, if you're reinforcing the idea of buying them, I don't think they could care less. But I mean, obviously, the company probably wouldn't have put them in boxes if it wasn't for trying to avoid that. But tough. But yeah, thanks for that comment, Hive. Hit that like button, everybody, if you haven't already.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we can. I think that topic has been done to death. But if Hive, if you can think of a topic you'd like to come on, it needs to be something either Lego related, obviously, but something UK versus US, so that we've got a debate on the table, for him to sort of rant about.
I'm pro helmet holes. I don't know what Hive is. So, yeah.
To be honest with you, I could take it or leave it. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'm not that aesthetically involved in a minifigure, without that sounding like derogatory to the people who are, because I appreciate the people who are, but to me, it just doesn't matter that much, So I tell you what else doesn't matter that much, and this is a hot take, and this is kind of versus Life Bricks, because he always says make sets big again or whatever, and he's kind of like make them the bigger. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think they can do a good job and make something smaller. I think that the scaled down version of the ships series, the Starship series, is fantastic. Yes, okay, it's not quite the same thing because they're not play sets, but what they did with that Star Destroyer, I think, was amazing, considering the fact that they scaled it down and it was more fleshed out. There's people out there who haven't got space or a lot of money. So
yeah, that's what I'm going to say. You make them big, and it's going to be more expensive. So.
Yeah,
I think with the not double-edged sword, but when it came to the scaling down, the two sets that were released at the time were the TIE Fighter and X-Wing, and the X-Wing was like, oh, holy smokes, this has got a tremendous X-foil system, and it looks really good for being scaled down. And then the TIE Fighter looks like something out of it looked like a chibi version, the really small wings. So it's like on one end you have a really, really cool version, and then on the other end, I picked besides, but the TIE Fighter was £10 cheaper. I think it should have been the same price. Give us those girthy wings. Like it just looks so out of place compared to the when you said beside the Interceptor
The
and
TIE
TIE
Fighter was
Bomber.
definitely downscaled more.
Yeah,
I get that, and
I
I
actually
think
didn't mind that TIE Fighter too much, though. I thought that it looked okay.
that's what I'm saying. I think
Nice if you got them with the other two, because I've got it next to my Interceptor and the TIE Bomber.
well, this is what I'm trying to say is that I don't necessarily disagree either. I think there are assets that should be more fleshed out. I'm just saying to just kind of encompass the whole collection and say everything should always be bigger.
I agree.
It seems like a bit of a kind of all-encompassing statement, which I don't necessarily agree with. But yes, it's a bit all over the place. So,
I mean,
I don't know what to say.
Older models that were bigger, like the X-wing stuff, like they're like very basic. I found just the building and stuff like that. But
we got to be careful, guys, because we're already going down a rabbit hole of an idea of a chat show topic. So,
right.
We're stealing our own thunder for a possible future show. So, guys, get ideas in for a future show. I don't know what this Luke, no.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
I've obviously given some kind of hot take. Let us know. But maybe we can have
about whether. Sorry.
I was just going to say maybe we can have some kind of debate about exclusivity of sets when they're released. The Lego magazine coming out in the UK versus not coming out in the US. I don't know. I'm sure Hive could come up with some kind of rant of UK versus US Lego.
Oh yeah.
And do it to death and do a good job. But that's providing he wants to come on the show, because I can't see a comment where he said yes. So
No, he did. Where is it? He did. Where is it? Somewhere. There you go. I'd be honoured to
wow,
nice.
Amazing. Okay, so look, appreciate that, mate. We'll sort something out. But what I will say is, while he's still with you, and I'll say this actually because it is a topic of discussion, but obviously it's one of the banners I wanted to put on, and this is a very brief little sort of touch up while we've got people lurking. So I know it's not a big measure of success in the grand scheme of things, especially for those people who are in the kind of 200, 300 shows or whatever. This rinky-dink little show here has been, on the next episode will have been 10 episodes, right? And I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that. So I think we are going to have a 10th episode special. And what started off as just, we're going to do this maybe, has now blossomed almost uncontrollably into like this big session that we're going to do. And the biggest issue I had was that I've now had my operation date, and it happens to be on the day I was originally going to do the stream. So we had to change it. So now, on the 24th of November, we're going to, haven't confirmed a time yet, but we're going to have an all-star lineup for our 10th episode. And we were also going to be celebrating 25 years, or the end of 25 years of Star Wars, by rating all Star Wars Lego battle packs. I say rating them all. We're not rating them all. We're talking about them all. We'll show them up on the screen. We'll go through them all, and we'll have a quick little discussion. But all of the guests, I say all, not all confirmed yet, but most of the guests who've been on up until this point, which I think is now 6. So we've got Oaktown,
Oaktown,
Joel's Bricks going backwards, Fit Lego guy, Padawan,
HQ,
PNG
Bricks,
and Brick Sam.
Oh yeah, and Brick Sam,
Octave 2 was on.
Yeah, so I've spoken to. So those 6, first of all, those 6 are going to try and come on, even if it's pre-recorded, to tell us their top 3 battle packs, and obviously we can hash that out a little bit with each of them. Obviously, we don't want to do it to death. And then I've also got some special guests lined up, and I'm not going to broadcast it, but I'll say it here because obviously I'm amongst friends. But I've spoken to Sean of ACOB, and he's hopefully going to come on and do his top 3. How brief that is, I can't confirm yet. I've also spoken to Ostif, and he's going to make a special guest appearance. And I'm also hoping that Brent might come along, but he hasn't got my message yet. Sean's going to try and get that to him. and Hive, that invitation extends to yourself. If you'd like to come on and do your top 3 Star Wars Lego battle packs. Pre-recorded is fine, and we can play it on the show, or ideally if you come on live. The only thing I will say to everybody, which I've made this clear to most guys, is that because I'm not going to try and have like 15 people on the screen at one time. That's going to be a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Well, what we will do is we'll just have kind of little sessions of maybe 2 or 3 guys at a time. Talk out their top threes each, and then off you go. Cheerio! Thanks for coming. On to the next.
Also,
so sorry.
I
Go
know
ahead.
he hasn't been a guest, but he's a consistent viewer and commentator in the chat. Motley, we need Motley's top 3. Now, I
We
know he
need
probably
Nimble Saucepan's top 3 as well.
yeah. We need the guys that have been like writing in the chat, and I think like we, at least Motley, like I want a video of just his free battle packs, but the thousands that are
Probably
also
got everyone
like,
anyway.
to the side. Yeah.
There's nobody who haunts this chat regularly who I haven't asked, do they want to be on the show? And they've kind of danced around the answer, and I can't remember each individual answer because I don't want to embarrass people. But essentially, some people are just not particularly comfortable showing their face on camera, which is fine. You know, I'm not going to force people to do that. But more than happy for you guys to film your collection and just talk about it. Just do a recording, and we can play that, whatever. But anybody's free. And look, depending on time and depends on how many people can join in, I'm more than happy to throw the StreamYard link out, and whoever wants to join. The only thing I will say is that you might find yourself sitting in the green room if we've got 2 or 3 people in waiting. And obviously, I'm going to try and plan times with people, so like half-an-hour spots. There's a lot.
Sunday, right?
Leave them in the green room like we did with Matt tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cheers.
you know, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of working out to do. There's a lot of kinks to sort of iron out. It ain't going to be easy. I mean, we struggle as it is because I'm not exactly technically gifted, but we'll get through it, guys. And it's just a quick plug for that. So if you're watching now, please come along on the 24th. It'll be slightly earlier because it's Sunday. We'll probably try and go around about 6:30, potentially. And this is kind of, are we sharing this news, Martin, or no?
What's that?
Well, we're sharing your news, your bad news that you gave me in the green room before the show.
Oh, yeah, because I work alternative weekends, so he's done it on a weekend that I'm working.
So there's a chance that Martin, unfortunately, might not be with us. And if that happens, I will be distraught. But also, I'm kind of out of other options. So we might have to soldier on without you, mate. And I'll be honest, I'll be gutted if we have to do that. But
Well, like I said, I do shift, so I might be on I haven't checked. I'll check tomorrow. I might be on it, or I might try and swap with someone.
yeah. And if that's the case, I'll just see if that's the case, I'll see if there's anybody else from the hosts who's kind of free for the whole thing who can be a third wheel, if you like, or whatever. So
I can probably do it, maybe. I don't think that I have plans next on 2 weekends.
But if not,
Yeah.
the manager's not there, so he might pop on.
yeah, we'll see. Obviously, Whittakee just needs to let us know first, but we can iron all that out. Anyway, guys, without sort of going off too far off the subject and getting carried away, I want to talk a little bit about Remembrance Day. Now, I did consider doing like a 2-minute silence on the stream, but I think most of us will have done that today. The idea is that you have it at the 11th hour. So I know I did it in work. Obviously made that announcement in my shop to my customers, and we did it. But I do think it's worth, putting on the agenda and talking a little bit about, because, for us in the UK, Remembrance Day, also known as Armistice Day, I think is it's quite a, I've got 2 grandfathers, and I think all 4 of my great grandfathers have all fought in the wars. One of my grandfathers of which is still alive. I mean, what's he now? 96.
Wow.
Holy smokes!
97.
What a life!
And he's still clucking along. I think he's literally coughing up dust. But Frederick Grendel, he's obviously never going to be watching this. But Frederick Grendel, my grandfather, I'm not going to try and do a salute, but shout out to you. He kind of got into the war as it was kind of finishing. So although he was active within the war, if you like, because he was kind of stationed out in the Suez Canal, which obviously all that issue kind of happened sort of post-war.
Yeah.
But without going into too much detail, he always used to tell me about he had his own camel. I think his camel's name was Clive.
Oh my days.
Something. because he was stationed out in North Africa. Anyway, so yeah, he's still clucking about, and yeah, he's very proud of it. I mean, when he was still physically able, he was going out with his full kind of fruit salad and his all his gear and his get-up every time he had an opportunity, showing off all his badges and what have you. But and obviously really proud of it. Unfortunately, I don't get to see him very much, so never got a chance to really talk a little bit about it. But you know, it means quite a lot to me. I grew up as a Catholic as well, and went to sort of church every weekend. But we made a big thing, sort of the Poppy thing, and Remembrance Sunday, which obviously usually around about that time was always quite a big date in the calendar for us. So look, you know, just, you know, want to give a big shout out. I'm drinking a non-alcoholic, but a beer tonight in honor of all those people out there, and who've lost loved ones. But obviously, we're remembering the people who fought in the war, dead or alive. But also, it's Veterans Day out in the US, which isn't a coincidence. It's just a slightly different way of celebrating it. And yeah, we just want to do a quick shout out to that. So, anybody out there want to, in the chat or on the panel, got any sort of Remembrance Day war stories, or, you know, family, anything they want to shout out?
No, I wouldn't have, not on this side of the pond, anyone in the family that served in any of the military, but
I mean, my granddad was a sergeant, but he's passed away quite a few years.
Really? Yeah, for me it was one of my uncles. He didn't go to war or anything, but he served for, I want to say 4 years. I believe in the Air Force. And I also have like a family friend. He was a Marine in the Vietnam War, and they're both still with us. Oh, and I also had a neighbor next door. He passed away due to like old age. He was in his late 90s or something. He went to World War II.
Wow.
Oh my days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think that in 5, maybe less years' time, there'll be literally no living
World War II.
No World War II survivors left on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that when I was obviously very young, going to the Remembrance Sundays, and there was a guy there who used to come, and he was quite old then, obviously, who was a survivor from World War I and II.
Wow.
And I remember thinking to myself all those years ago, wow, it won't be long before there's nobody who's left alive from that war. And now we're at the point where there's kind of almost nobody left alive from World War II either. So
it's been so ingrained, especially World War II, and like just British culture too, like, you know, and then it's kind of like a realization as well that time moves on, you know, just not to forget the past. Like, I do, man. I think like every teenage boy loved military history, but I do remember back in like 2011, that's whenever I think some of the last of the World War I veterans, at least maybe British, and I was thinking, oh, there's still plenty of World War II, and it's 13 years later, and it's you know, kind of at that point as well. But
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's crazy. But so look, that brings us nicely on to the next kind of segment. So if anybody hasn't heard of Fritz, as in Fritz Bricks, over on Instagram, I'm not sure if he's got a YouTube channel, but I know he's quite big in the Whatnot community.
Yeah.
He's appeared on a couple of times. I dare say if anybody knows this stream will probably already know who Fritz Bricks is. Excuse me. This is the guy who's kind of gone out and done live buys on the ACOP show, and just a legend in his own right for that. Who's digging through Lego? Who's digging through Lego on a stream? We do know that Fritz does a live buy on ACOP. Oaktown does a live build. A live search for a Lego brick on the a live search for a very small Lego brick on Cool Ang Luke stream. Nice one, mate. But no, so Fritz Bricks is big in the Whatnot community. So he's got I want to make sure I get this information right now, because obviously I confirmed with him if it was okay to kind of plug the stream and obviously his fundraising. And he kindly sent me the link, which I've put in the top of the chat. So if you scroll up, you can see that. But what I can't see, unfortunately, the two things I can't do, I can't seem to get the link for donations. So at the moment, the only way to donate is through a separate link, which takes you to his donation page, and you can donate, which I've done. Obviously, there's nobody's forcing anybody to make a donation, but I would appreciate if you guys could do that. It is a US veterans charity. The charity is called Mission 22, and it's specifically for veteran suicides, and obviously supporting that cause. Now, there's a link available in Fritz Brick's Instagram, so head over there, give that follow him, and obviously hit that link. He's also got a couple of posts up about it, and the same with my own. Now, the link that's on my Instagram does take you to Fritz's, so you won't be making a separate donation. It would be going towards the same sort of donation that he's got going on. So there's no concern about that. But he is running a Whatnot stream where he's going to be doing this huge sort of giveaway type thing, and they're going to be giving away like a lot of the donations made from that Whatnot stream are going to be going. I think he said 50%. Was it 50% of the money made on the stream was going to it?
Is that the right one, Martin? Is that the right one? I've got the screen. Is that yours?
Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah. So let me just make sure I got this information right, guys, because what I was trying to do is find the link just to donate, but you'll have to find that on Instagram because I can't get it. I asked him for it, but he hasn't seen the message yet. But I just want to try and see if I can find. Okay, so. Half the proceeds from the stream, and the stream is today. But I can't see anywhere where he's put a time. That's the only thing. And because they're behind us time-wise, I'd like to think it hasn't happened yet. So there is still a chance to go across. So hit that link, and obviously it'll take you to the Whatnot, and obviously you can donate through there or the link on my Instagram. But I just, for some reason, it doesn't seem to show a time.
Where? On Instagram, sorry.
So on Instagram, if you go to my profile, there's a link below there. You can see it?
Yes.
And then, obviously on Fritz's Bricks, he's done his own, he's got a post on there. Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, it just says November. It just says today's date. It doesn't say a time. And then when you click into the link, it takes you to the main page, but it still doesn't show. So his goal is to hit $10,000. And yeah, Whatnot is like an auction site. So he'll have like a bunch of items on there, which will be for sale. And you can kind of bid on them just like you would on kind of eBay. I gotta be honest, I haven't used Whatnot an awful lot myself. Certainly never bought anything on there, so I'm not 100% familiar with it. All I know is it's a fantastic cause, and obviously I'm behind him all the way. But like I said, if I can get a link from him, I'll try and post that in the comments before the stream is out. But you can definitely donate now on mine or his Instagram profile. It all goes to the same place. And if you want to go along to the Whatnot and join it, perhaps you guys can find out a time by hitting that link. Then does one of you want to try it in that link on a separate device and see if it gives you any more information? Are any of you signed up to Whatnot at all? Or?
I don't use Whatnot.
I don't use Whatnot either.
No, I've never done it. It takes you to, like, I've clicked on the link and it takes me to the sort of page, but still doesn't give you any information. So
I mean, I'm going to sound not even any helpful, but I'm sure. How often does he stream, Fritz? Like, when does he do Whatnots at like regular times, or is it just? Again,
not 100% sure. Like I said, I saw this post and I was just like, wow, that's something I can get behind. And with knowing that we were going to be streaming today, I just thought it'd be kind of rude not to. But let's see if he's got a YouTube. Yeah, he's got a YouTube account. Seems like a relatively new one, but he's he's got 1K subscribers. Done some unboxings. Yeah, it doesn't look like his Whatnots are streaming to there. I don't really know how it works with WhatStream, but yeah, lots of unboxings and yeah, so he seems to do quite a bit on there, but I don't see anything live. There don't seem to be any live videos, so it's all kind of
there's nothing scheduled or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't see anything on their playlist or anything. So, and vlogs and stuff like that. So, but look, guys, yeah, like I said, because of the day and because it's such an important day for both US and UK, I just thought it'd be a shame not to have some kind of charitable organization kind of floating in the background for us. So there we go. So let's have a look at the chat. What are people saying? Any questions for Oaktown or?
Seen any?
I'm just seeing if I can find the link, but I can't find. Right, let's see.
Yeah, so yeah, Hive lives in Maryland, so he's Eastern. But it took me a while to realize that when he posts "Good Morning Brick World," it's obviously a play on words from the musical Hairspray, which is based in Maryland, where the song is "Good Morning Baltimore." So I believe he's from Baltimore, which is obviously in Maryland. So.
Yeah, I think has said that he lives in Baltimore.
So the song is "Good Morning Baltimore," which, as it happens, is actually my favorite musical of all time as well. I love it. But the sound.
I saw it live in Bristol a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I went to see it as a Christmas present, although we didn't go till July. But yeah, I thought it was amazing. You probably saw. Did you say a few months ago?
No, a couple of years, about 2 years ago now, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I think I've seen it twice now, but it's completely different setups, you like. But yeah, I like my musicals.
I watched the original because I've only watched the one with John Travolta in it. I've not watched the original.
The original ones, because it's quite an old film, is a bit of a struggle. But yeah, no, it's a great film. Great film and great musical. But anyway, so we'll move on. And Oaktown, while you're there, we'll do this quick little segment. Martin's favorite segment.
Oh dear, here we go.
So,
yes.
You know what?
I need to start doing a tally of our guests and how many of them are. I'm only inviting back the ones who like Crocs.
No, I'm only invited the ones who don't like Crocs.
The Puritans.
So, the age-old question that's been burning for years and years through eternity. Do you wear Crocs or do you not wear Crocs?
I absolutely wear Crocs.
Right, bye-bye, off you go.
I'm a huge Crocs fan. I love Crocs.
Crocs, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I quickly go off somebody.
For sure.
Yes.
But yeah. Good, mate. It's nice to know. Are you any updates on this? I don't want to segue too much into Brick World, but any update on Brick World, mate? Do you think you're going to be able to?
I will be going. I will be going.
You will.
Nice.
Yes.
Dubs in the chat for Oaktown.
Hell yeah.
So potentially we could be rolling all three co-hosts and our, exclusive co-hosts of Cool Hang Loop Bricks to Brick World.
Mm-hmm. So Slurpy, are you going then?
Slurpy's on the fence.
Closer to going than not going.
Yeah,
Okay.
how close are you this week? A little bit more?
Well, what would Tyler say? Like a 7.6 out of 10 or whatever? Or some silly number?
Yeah,
I would
rookie
say-
No rookie scores. No rookie scores.
I would say greater than, but yeah, it stayed consistent for a while.
76% though, that's not too bad. That's
Yeah.
more than 3/4 of a chance.
But that's like I'm more confident in going to Brickworld than what I'm going to eat for dinner tomorrow night. Like that's that's not a healthy side of my life.
Mm.
So that should be a
Okay,
lot of
good.
fun.
So there'll be 4 pairs of Crocs
Yes,
being worn to Brickworld.
Mhm.
I'll wear one for Martin. He's just he's
Christ.
not going to entertain it at all. He's just like
Yeah. He's scared he might accidentally promise something.
I'll tell you now, all Crocs outside the bloody bedroom, the hotel room door.
Yeah,
So why are you so anti-Crocs, Whittakee?
because he's an old man.
Because old men wear them.
they're designed for old men.
along with Jesus sandals. I can't say again why I don't like them. It's
It's because he doesn't know. It's because he's on the fence, really. We don't want to admit it.
They're not like
no. They just look like, I can't say.
It took me a while to warm to him, if I'm honest. When I first saw him, I was like, what the hell? But I don't know whether I'd get away with this classic style. I think, the sliders I really enjoy. They are more comfortable than any of the sliders I've ever owned. I gotta say that.
Really? Okay, so do you wear the what do you mean by the sliders? Which ones exactly then?
So these are my Crocs.
Oh, really? I wear the other ones. I wear the ones with the straps.
Yeah, no, I don't have a pair of those, but so I
Alright.
can't really say I would or wouldn't wear them. I mean, obviously, if my fiance bought them for me, I would wear them. But what I'm saying is that I haven't worn them. But obviously, Croc is a brand now more than it is a particular type of shoe.
Oh yeah, you're
So,
right. Good point.
If you're wearing Crocs, you're wearing Crocs. As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. So, guys, out in the chat, there, are we Croc wearers or are we not? Sorry, Slurpy, go ahead, mate.
Well, part of it
No, I
is,
think I had a pair of like Croc sandals, but they were like really thick, and it's like I wasn't too sure how I felt about them. I do want to get a pair of Croc slides because I do like wearing slides.
that rounds it all up. Thick. Yeah, there you go.
The people who wear
I
them as
just-
well.
I've definitely seen people,
I
not
got
in
the
person, but people photos of people where they're wearing Crocs, and they're
Don't get
just,
me. Honestly, get off this subject.
but they've got their
I get
dogs
upset people.
basically no socks on.
Yeah. Toes sticking out through the holes.
Hi, are you? I hope you're not Crocs. Please.
Hive has got to be Team Crocs.
Me.
No, I know Hive. I
Sure.
think Hive has said he's like a Crocs hater.
Oh,
Crocs hater.
Well,
Ooh.
Actually, Hive, can
he's
you confirm
even
Guys.
gone up even
Crocs
more.
or not?
Guys, we were
and
looking
Apex
for
in here.
thick.
we were
There
looking
you
for
Thick with free C's, Sean.
guys, we were looking for a discussion topic for when Hive comes on the show. What it's going to be. I think we found it. Crocs or not Crocs? We spent 3 hours deciding whether you
Matt
like
Lee, well
Crocs or not.
done. You are well done, Matt Lee. Yeah.
God no, not Crocs again. But yeah, he tunes in every week. So, I think everybody's a closet crocker. But we'll see.
Well, I'm not.
What a crocker!
And I
what a
can I can see A-Cobb's in the house. I'm assuming that's Sean. But if
Yeah.
just a quick shout out to Brent, who kind of coined the phrase Croc Talk, and he just came up with this idea of doing Croc Talk as a weekly segment on the show, and everybody
really?
laughed it off.
I didn't
And
know
I
that.
Yeah, thanks,
I basically stole it. So, but I did let Brent know and just say, just so you know, I've stolen that idea, and he never replied, as he never does. So,
Yeah. he
Come
did.
on, I think you're doing it just to solely like annoy Martin though. Like you don't care what Oaktown if Oaktown's got
mate.
20
If
pairs.
I said I love Crocs, you
Sean,
wouldn't be bringing it up every week.
I'm literally.
Aye.
I decided I was going to do a Croc
You
Talk, and he said,
Steven.
"No way!" And I was like, "Now I'm definitely doing it." But it was,
Yeah.
it is, yeah. I am literally just
I
trolling
find
him.
it amusing, to be honest with you.
You should see some of the stuff I send him on Instagram when people are wearing
If you
Crocs with
lot
their
want to
toes
look like
sticking out.
idiots, that's entirely up to you.
There's a pair
Just
of
the-
there's a pair of Crocs with like a middle finger on the back where as you're walking,
now
the little
that is
finger
funny.
flips. And I
I
shared
showed
that to him.
Yeah, but no, I showed that to well, I have I obviously no names, but I have a little lad, right, and he's in a wheelchair, and if he sees people, especially if you don't know, like you say, they go hello, and he goes like that to him. And I'm like, oh my god, and I was like, yeah, if he had a pair, which he hasn't, I would get that, stick that on the back of it.
Is that the same one?
actually...
Is that the same kid who had the Frankenstein? The only good Frankenstein Lego?
Yes.
Oh.
This guy's a hero. We need to get him on the show. That sounds like a hero.
He wouldn't be allowed, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
true.
just want to save up for a pair of Croc Martens. I know we've been over it before, but that was so funny.
I will say mine. I took him to the shop the other day though and got him the Harry Potter calendar, and yeah, he was very excited.
Harry Potter calendar. Oh, the Lego one.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
He also picked out because he doesn't. It's me who makes them because he struggles to them, but he also picked out. He likes the ones for display, and he also picked out Buckbeat. Is it Buckbeat? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Got that to build with him, which is great.
Oh, good. Well, if you get a chance to build Lego on somebody else's money, then great, mate. Absolutely.
Oh, he just loves. He loves watching. Yeah.
There's Joel.
Joel's in the house. How's it going, mate?
What's up, Joel's Bricks?
Good to see him.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, go and check out Joel's Bricks. He was he was a guest on the show last episode, and and yeah, he's I've really gotten into some of his content since. He's doing some great stuff over there, so check it out. What's good? Wagwan, Joel. And I was watching back the show, Joel, and I got to apologize to you, mate, because I watched back the show, give myself feedback more than anything else. And I watched back the show, and I realized every time I referred to you, I called you Joel's.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I couldn't get it out of my head that your name is Joel. And Joel's is I don't know, I'm an old man, what can I say? But I was like, hi, Joel's, what are you doing, Joel's? And I was just thinking, what the hell am I talking about? I don't know the guy's bloody name.
You didn't call Jules or something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, so apologies for that, mate, but it's just because I'm just terrible with names. I rely so heavily on name badges that, if it wasn't for StreamYard popping the names up here, I don't think I'd even remember my own. So, but yeah, there you go. So look, guys, we'll move on. Loads of people have started doing that. We're calling you Joel's. Oh, hopefully not because of me, mate. I've coined the phrase for you now. So, okay. So, our guest is here, and he's here for a good reason, other than the fact that he's been long awaited, but also because we want him to educate us. And I think, Slurpy, you're probably the only person who's got a bit of history with this topic.
Yeah, so before we let the historian talk, mostly I like the sets from an aesthetic standpoint. I've never watched the show or even really seen I don't think I've seen the film in full, but I like that it's a really long running action theme from Lego. Like we're talking 14 years next year. So yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. So first things first, the Ninjago movie, if anyone has seen that has nothing to do with a TV show. It's non-canonical. It's like, imagine if it was like a multiverse scenario, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it has nothing to do with a TV show. So
I've seen quite a bit of the TV show, but not the movie.
What?
I've seen quite a bit of the TV show, but not the movie.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool.
I thought.
So the main lore, it's about it's about this. So I guess you could say that it kind of starts like it's long ago, long before time had a name. There was a man called the first Ninjitsu Master, and he was half dragon and half Oni, and the Oni are like deviants. So they're like these black creatures that are evil. And they, the dragons and the Oni fought over him. So the first Ninjitsu Master just left that realm, which is called the First Realm, and went to the Ninjago realm. And, a lot of time passed by. Thousands of years passed by, and then, a lot of stuff happens in between. But then we get to our ninja team. And so the first Pinjitsu master, he's the father of Garmadon and Wu. And hence the grandfather of Lloyd, because Lloyd is Garmadon's son.
Is that the dude? Sorry, is that the dude in the dude in the background, the drunken master looking dude?
Yeah, that's Wu. Well, that's Master Wu.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's Lloyd's uncle. That's the green ninja's uncle. And he's the teacher of all 6 ninja. Except now there's more ninja, because now we're in like another era of Ninjago.
The series I'm watching is 4, I think.
How many seasons have you seen, Whittakee?
No, I think I'm maybe on the 2nd.
Okay, got it.
Is it?
Well,
is it? What's it? Is it Garma? Sorry, what was his name again?
Garmadon.
I think he just sort of. He seems like he's just turned good now for something.
Really?
Spoiler.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no, that does happen.
It's
I
like
guess.
first season or something like that.
Also, like, I didn't
early.
realize.
There's so many. I kind of gave. Yeah, it was like whoa.
I looked up because I know someone who has watched the Ninjago show that doesn't buy Lego, and that's it. They just don't buy Lego, and it's like they like watch the show. And I looked up, and this show was like, I didn't realize that this show was sometimes getting more viewers than the Clone Wars TV show. Like when it came out, like this was a popping show when it came out.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was. I didn't
Jesus.
realize it, but my brothers watched it growing up too. I don't know, I never did, but
Interesting.
Well, like my history with Ninjago is like almost zero, because I remember sort of seeing it in and around, in the times where I wasn't kind of buying Lego Star Wars or otherwise. And I was wondering, like, what's that from? Because at that point, I don't think I'd ever really cottoned on to the fact that Lego had done their own kind of themes that were anything more than just your basic city and all the rest of it. And I wasn't in touch with Lego enough to even know that. So I was just thinking, what is this Ninjago? What's this supposed to be based on? I can't understand what film or movie this is based on, where you'd see, like, I don't know, a Ghostbusters set or Ninja Turtle sets, Simpson sets at that point. And I was just like, I can never work out what it was. And then obviously when I got back into the Lego theme, I kind of quickly realized, and we're going to Legoland in Windsor in London, seeing that they got quite a strong presence there. I'm thinking, all right, so this isn't based on anything. It comes from Lego, and anything else is based on this rather than the other way around. And that's literally the only thing I know about it. Now, since then, and obviously, I think the biggest interaction I've got with it is watching the ACOB live from Brickworld, where they kind of kept talking about this band, and everybody seemed to know they were except me, and they're the guys who recorded the song for Ninjago.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
I'm wearing the shirt from the concert today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember you saying you got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And did you get it signed as well, right?
Yes, I did, by the 4 band members.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
But that's literally the extent of my knowledge, and it's something I've been interested in, because this is the kind of thing I would normally like: action, adventure. If I was younger, I would have been into this, and certainly if it's based on a Lego theme. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of know. So that's the history you've given us there. But in terms of the history of it with Lego, in terms of, when it started, how it's kind of grown, can you tell us more about that?
So, it started in 2011. I didn't get into it until 2021, interestingly.
Right.
It's I guess I'll say this, relating to what I think Slurpy said about, it got more viewership than the Clone Wars and all that. When I was little, I didn't watch it, but I remember many kids at school would talk about this and Chima. And it was like it's like, you could tell it was like, very popular.
I was going to ask, they're connected, aren't they? Is it?
Well, Ninjago and Chima, yes, through the realms. They take place in the same universe, but they don't really interact much at all.
Oh, wow.
And the other one, Monkey Kid, that's nothing to do with it whatsoever.
No, Monkey Kid has nothing to do. Right. No.
But Chima no longer is gone, right? It's a dead theme.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so
gone
why
for
do you
like
think?
a decade.
So why do you think then that Ninjago? I say he stood the test of time until you'd said 2011. I would have thought it'd been a lot longer than that. But because I remember him having the yellow heads, or is that just something they've kept as a? Has that always been the case?
Yeah, since
You said that,
whenever I first seen the sets, yeah, they were always, yeah,
Right. Okay.
always
So
yellow.
I wouldn't have thought it was as young as that. I know, that's probably a long time for yourself, Oaktown, but for me, that's like, wow, that's quite recent history. But why do you think it stood the test of time then, more than any other sort of theme or sub theme?
I think the lore. I think the the theme song, but I think even also the score and the story, and let me think, what else? The fandom, the sets.
Better detailed figures.
Yeah, detailed minifigures.
Yeah, more figures.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think, what would be the best way to
Star
explain
Wars
the
had
voice
that
acting?
treatment. Wow.
The builds are fantastic too.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
as in like even like I can say like Ninjago gets clowned on by like some people of the community,
Yeah,
but there's a
yeah.
reason why it's successful. Just they have all different price ranges of sets too, and it's like
Mhm.
even the small cheap ones are freaking cool. Like they're really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
For sure.
this is something I wanted to do a little bit of history about for this, and I'll be honest.
Yeah, of course.
I tried to do a little bit more history, especially around subjects I don't know, in light of the. That's my lamb. In light of the guest coming on, and I really struggled with Ninjago because, well, first of all, I just thought, right, let's see what. I don't want to talk about every set that's ever been. We'll be here all night, right? But what I did want to do is have a look at the current sets and kind of put them into perspective for me in terms of like with Star Wars, I know the theme well enough to know what the sub things are. I know roughly what's going to come out. There's going to be a big set. There's going to be a UCS. But with Ninjago, I was wondering if you could kind of shed some light on that. So it'd be like, right, this is, they do 2 mechs a year. They do 1 large set, 3. Do you want to talk about all the current sets and how they fit into the thing? But this is the Lego themes page on Lego, right? And as you can see, now stop me if I'm wrong, but I scrolled up and down this for a while, and I'm probably just being blind, but I didn't see Ninjago in here.
Well, it goes in alphabetical order, so let's see if they get into it. Yeah, that's weird. Well, let's continue. Oh, there we go, Ninjago. Between Monkey Kid and Power.
Oh, yeah. I completely missed that. That's my bad. I don't know what. I went up and down this list about 4 times. I thought it's not even bloody here. Right, so I'm obviously blind as well as dull. Right, okay. So if I
Would have been insane if they had Wicked on there and no Ninjago. That would have been.
Yeah, I just thought that was bizarre. But obviously, it wasn't bizarre at all. It was just me being an idiot. So will this show me all the sets? So 60 products. Okay, that's not too much to do in a small session like this.
Yeah.
So what I have noticed is that some of these sets are bigger than what would be UCS for Star Wars. I mean, that Ninjago City Markets, to me, that's bigger than Mos Eisley. So that's bigger than even I would have guessed this would be an MBS type thing, but it's like that's like 3 times the amount of bricks in the MBS even, because what's Mos Eisley was like what 2,187?
No, it was 3,100. I forget the last 2 numbers.
Or maybe 3,187. I always remember the 187 on the end, but so this is like double that practically. Yeah, and it's massive. But yeah, the pricing, that's lower than what obviously these are the Lego's own theme, so I understand why the pricing. But there seems to be, look at that dragon. Look at this. That is an absolute banger.
Even the mechs are decent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mechs are nice.
Yeah. Well, what else?
I knew
what I've always said.
Tyler gets loanered for dragons, and the Ninjago ones are just.
Yeah, well, I got to say, in the little bit of history, the little bit that I've looked up, I've been the same. And I remember saying to Oaktown a while ago, and I feel pretty much I've said it on this show, is that if I was ever to branch out to a second theme, it would be Ninjago, just because the sets look absolutely for the price as well. Why I did never get into a Lego's own theme, I don't know, because it's just stupid, really. Because the amount of money I spend, I could easily get the whole wave of every Ninjago set, and I don't know why I wouldn't, because there isn't anything here I'm looking at and thinking, "No, that's a stinker." Do you know what I mean? And yet, that would be the case with Star Wars. Not that I don't think there's things I just wouldn't buy, but I can't think. I haven't seen anything. It was a different list I was looking at, but it was the same. It was the current sets, and every single one of these, and it's such a nice range of price points as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
It doesn't go like 20 to 50 to 100, which Lego Star Wars seems to do. It's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
One of the last things too that like has like the sub 10 £10 sets. Like I don't think I've seen a Star Wars set over. We'll set aside poly bags and magazines, but they all seem to be starting at like £14, £15 now. Like, and Ninjago's got like, look at that mech there. They've got that mech there that's like £9. Comes with 4 figs.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah, the battle pack. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I have it up here. It's this thing, and so it's a little mech with 4 minifigures.
Yeah.
And it's insane value. It's crazy.
That's good value just for the figs.
Oh yeah, that's a steal for the figs.
Have you got this katana? You got this katana backpack here?
No.
Because I'll be honest, if I was into the theme, I'd probably buy that as well. Shamelessly wear it around the house. So, I think it looks cool. Like, jokes aside, it's such. I mean, the mechs. They've got the mech game on lockdown, I think. Because look at that beast there. That's a monster. $17.99.
Yeah,
and that looks more like that could take the Hulkbuster out. That's
true.
It's a nice little set.
Probably.
This dragon here is absolutely cracking.
Oh yeah, that thing is beautiful.
Can I say
set that caught my eye? I don't know what it's called though.
Well, one at a time now, guys.
Oh, sorry, you go ahead, Martin.
I was going to say there is one set, and hopefully we'll get to it soon. But yeah, it caught my eye, and I nearly bought it. But I don't know what it's called. But I'll wait till it pops up.
Well, there's a couple of pages, so I just wanted to scroll down and see if there was any here that Oaktown wanted to kind of. We've done it anyway. I guess. I know you've got this Zane's ice motorcycle because I've seen your review of it.
Yep. I also have Young Dragon Ryu. They're both great value, both of those two.
So if you see anything that jumps out to you want to quickly talk about, let me know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to flick through them and make my own observations. And obviously, guys on the panel, feel free to do the same thing. But what were you going to say anyway, Slurpy?
This is kind of a tangent, but I remember when Ninjago was rumored over 14 years ago that the hype was that it would be, when Lego Castle used to be like a consistent theme. They explored, I think, feudal Japan. Or I can't pronounce it, but samurai and ninjas. And I remember the belief was that Ninjago was going to be that again. And I remember whenever the images came out of the Spinjitzus, I meant the AFOLs were disappointed. They're like, this is not what we wanted. But then when the sets came out, it's like, this is all pretty fire. Like, I even bought the Spinjitzu from the first wave. It was Kai's red one. I still have it too. I still have him. I'm trying to hook for him, see if he's somewhere in here. But like, yeah, I found it like I was like 12 years old, and I remember being like, yeah, this is really good. And but just because I didn't watch the show, I was like, the sets are fire. But I don't even know if the sets even did connect to the show.
They do.
Like, they do.
Most of them.
I just. Yeah. That's just a bit of lore on, like, that's old Euro bricks, Flickr lore from just the leak days back then. But no, it's insane. Like, I particularly like the Sky Pirates sub theme. That's a while ago now, but
so Sean, Mekango, you were here first, people. McDjango, sorry, what did I say? Mekango. McJaggero. So yeah, he coined the phrase as per usual. But yeah, you're right. Hopefully he's agreeing with what I said, that they've got the mech game locked down tight. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they've started branching out in Marvel and other things to do these mechs, because I think they're great pickup lines for They look great on display. They're great for kids to play with. They're great to sort of mod if you're a kind of mock person. Like, a lot of the mocks I like and seem to see lately, kind of mech type characters is becoming a bigger thing. I think if you go back 5 or 6 years ago, mechs were kind of almost non-existent, apart from maybe Ninjago, and it's really kind of taken over as a sub-theme of Lego in general. But yeah, I think they're probably trying to do that. And I think all of the Star Wars mechs are absolute fire. And I think it's a great subcategory. I think they look great on display as well. So that's a great little thing there. And Sean's also saying it's all cool. It's just so much going on competing with it. And that 100% agree. I think, if there wasn't so many licensed themes out there, I think Ninjago would basically be, keeping Lego alive. And it probably is to some extent, but it would be on everybody's lips. Because I think, it's been around long enough now for there to be sort of young adults who are kind of into it for the culture.
For sure.
But yeah, no, it's definitely, if you're going to get into Lego, I dare say, there's probably not anybody watching this who's just trying to branch out into Lego. But if you do decide to get into a theme and you're looking for a theme, get into Ninjago, because not only is it cool and there's show and there's lore and there's, canon and non-canonical things you can watch connected to it, but also the sets in relation to any other sort of theme are relatively cheap, and even for bricks in your hand, such a great investment. So just want to ram again. So yeah, feudal Japan. I exclusively ride for mech troopers. Oh yeah, so he likes the Stormtrooper. Yeah, I do remember seeing that on one of the lives recently. Like, I thought they were all fantastic, but and great for kind of modding and updating. But anyway, sorry, back to the Ninjago. Let's have a look. So anything here that kind of jumps out?
Yeah,
why is that one? What? Some of these are on here again. What's going on here? Why are they on there again?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's kind of weird, but yeah, I mean, it seems to be either dragon building or mech. But I remember seeing some kind of weird looking ships, and there was one that looks a little bit like, Shin Hati's Starfighter. It came out years ago and had those kind of big, like, drill type pieces on the front, I think it was, or weird kind of coney type pieces.
Shin Hati Starfighter? That only came out last year.
No, I'm saying that there was a Ninjago ship type thing. I don't know what the hell it was. It's long retired now. I remember seeing it on shelves and thinking it looked like that, though, but obviously, an earlier version, if you like. And it looked a lot like that. It was kind of greenish color. And I was so on the cusp of buying it because it just looked fantastic as a ship. But I'm not seeing ships on here. Maybe I'll have to try and see if it's in the retired section. But
So you're saying it was green, though, right?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was a greenish color.
How big was it? Was it around the same size as the Shin Hati Starfighter?
Possibly bigger. It may have even had... was it a ship or did it have wheels? Now I'm looking at this thing with wheels. I'm thinking it might have had wheels, but it was... Look at this. Look at this.
I have
this
that.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's kind of like a ship. So it's kind of feudal Japan meets samurais meets... Well, samurais is kind of feudal Japan, isn't it? So feudal Japan meets kind of... what's the steampunk? Would you say steampunk?
Kind of say that.
Wheel type things meets steampunk meets kind of dragon riders. I don't know. It's just all the things you love, really, isn't it? This ship looks awesome. Those sails are those brick built sails?
No, it's vinyl.
Because they look thick. With 3 C's.
It's just a sheet of vinyl.
Can I ask, Oaktown? Red?
Yeah.
So I don't follow the show, and I don't really. When I get sets, it's like every so often I'll get it, but I can't really gauge if it's like, right, is there much steam left in Ninjago? Is it like, this could run for 13 more years? Or is it seriously? I just wasn't too sure. I know that they did like some sort of anniversary sets a while ago, wasn't it? Like a throwback to like the first wave and stuff like that and stuff. And I was like, are they?
I think they've got it locked down. I think they've got it locked down with a show, because as long as you've got a show riding alongside it, it's kind of endless, isn't it? Really. So how long's the show been going now since the beginning? Since when?
Since
the sets came-
2011. So it
So
was
they-
gonna get Ninjago was gonna get canceled in 2013, but what happened
The
was
show
that
or the Lego?
both.
Right.
Ooh.
So
So
what
they,
happened?
so they've wrote. Sorry to keep sort of disturbing you, mate. But so
No,
I'm just trying to
mate.
understand it a bit more. So the Lego sets or the Lego theme and the shows came out sort of hand in hand. It was always supposed to be one big package, not like, oh, this is doing well, let's make a show out of it, or vice versa.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. It always came out. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we were saying, what were we saying right before that?
Yeah,
About
I've lost-
how-
I've
Oh
lost
yeah,
the
how it
train
was
of
gonna
thought.
get canceled.
Right. So yeah.
So it was going to get canceled in 2013. But what happened was that the ambassador of Lego at the time, like the fan ambassador, I don't know, that position doesn't exist anymore, I believe. His name was Kevin Hinkle. He does a lot of art now, if you've seen him. And
I've heard of
he
it, yeah.
leaked it. He
OG.
accidentally said, I believe that it was accidentally, or maybe it was intentionally, but he said that Ninjago was going to end and it was going to be replaced with Chima in, I believe it was Bricks Cascades in Oregon, the Lego convention in Oregon. And people, it got out online and people freaked out and it's like, we need Ninjago to come back. We need Ninjago to come back. So it came back. So it was kind of, you could say that it was kind of uncanceled before it was even kind of canceled in a weird way.
Well,
Kevin Hinkle's not really in the community anymore, I don't think.
No, because Lego did him dirty.
Yeah. I just remember his minifigure. Yeah. There's a bit of yeah.
Dish the controversy in a
I
nutshell.
wouldn't know a lot about it, to be honest. I just know
Yeah.
I've heard Ryan talk about him. I've seen his figures online, and it's like I just know that he's no longer involved.
He does a lot of
community
art.
at large. Yeah.
Do you know the Goss? Dish the Goss, Oaktown. What happened?
So what happened was that they fired him, and kind of it kind of just, I don't know, it never really made sense why they fired him. I know that who spoke about it? I believe Shy has spoken quite a bit about it. So he got fired. Someone else replaced his job, and that other person's job was replaced by someone else. And then I think that they got rid of the position, I believe. So yeah. So he just kind of connected fans and the Lego company. So it's kind of like land, but like an ambassador. Like imagine if you know like a country's ambassador.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, but for Lego, for like the other country being fans.
Right.
Land used to be called something else years ago.
Yeah, right.
Back in 2005, and then they renamed it. But yeah, I think that might have been what he was part of. But
Anyway, getting back to the sets. This does this. I don't know whether you've got this or whether you've ever
I
owned
have
it or
it.
whatever.
It's awesome.
So this actually transforms, like truly transforms.
It's easy. Let me see if I can show it.
No, what I'm saying is it, because I just think the opportunity for Lego to do sets that can actually transform is just like a whole new level, and to do it truly, as in like to actually work and be both things, is such a. I think it's like they should be doing more of this kind of stuff. I mean, I know it can't be easy.
Just put me in full screen if you want to see it.
Shoot, wait a sec. I don't know whether I can do it while I'm sharing. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
I can't do it while I'm sharing screen. So do me a favor, hold on to it a sec, because if I pull this down, it's not easy to get back up. So let's carry on going through this, and then you can show us that.
Yeah. I'll show you in a second.
It'd be nice to see that, up close. So this is, and I mean the colorway on this. I mean these three sets seem to be all part of the same kind of category.
Well, it's the character of Sora.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Is that a coincidence? They're all next to each other, because that don't usually happen on Lego's search engine.
I don't know if it's a coincidence or not.
And I think we're getting into kind of books and whatever now, so I dare say the last page is going to be the same. I really want to try and. I don't want to segue too much, but I really want to try and find this ship that I saw. Oh, no, there you go. There's a race car there that just looks like a Formula One race car.
I have that one too. It's really cool.
And are they riding hoverboards there, or are they just display stands?
It's a hoverboard attached to a kind of a disc, so it can kind of float. But the car can do spinjitzu itself. The car can spin. You just have to activate it.
So spinjitzu isn't a real martial art. It's just something made up, right?
No, yeah, they just made up.
Oh, it'd be so cool if it was though. It would be like.
But I just think that they've captured everything. They got cars, they got boats, they got flying ships, they got hoverboards, they've got, are all their weapons kind of hand to hand, or do they have guns of any type?
Really, all hand to hand, I'd say overall.
Okay, so hand to hand. Okay, so that's one thing. But they've got kind of dragons, they've got flying ships, they've got everything. So this is such a. I mean, it's obviously aimed at kids primarily, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars as a theme has a mixture of who is aimed for. But in terms of enjoying Lego and having sets to display, there is everything here you would want. Right, let me see if I can find. So what's the best way to find a retired set on the Lego website?
You just look it up. So you said it was a green jet, you believe?
I think so.
I don't remember when was it there a green jet?
It was relatively recently. Last 3 or 4 years, maybe.
Type in Lloyd's jet or something. Lloyd's jet or something, yeah.
Because all the retired sets are in here as well, aren't they? So it was kind of like this, not quite like this. It was much bigger, but it had this kind of like an engine type thing on the front.
Oh, okay.
Almost like. I know I'm going to know once I've seen it. Look at that! There's a friggin' shark. A shark ship.
Yeah, that's from the Ninjago movie.
I'll have to keep it for another stream. I mean, this is still quite on the theme of Ninjago, so we can still kind of check out some of these.
Was the big ship this one? I think that it's this one.
Wait a sec.
This? Type in Boulder Blaster. Yeah, that.
Boulder Blaster.
Type in Boulder Blaster and yeah.
I think that's it down there, is it not? Sorry, Han. Was it not down there, Cool Han?
Oh, Christ knows.
That was the older one, though. I picked up the newer one.
Oh, okay. Oh.
The second one.
Similar to that, but a lot bigger and different colorway. Oh. So, what would these ships be called? Have they got like a kind of a name? Are they like flying ships, flying machines, or something like that?
I don't know. Maybe jets. I don't think that they have quite a name. I think it's this close.
Man, I really want to find it now because it was such a beast-looking set. But I mean, like I said, we can just look at these because that looks like a jump jet kind of thing.
Yeah.
This one over here.
Which jet?
This Jay's Stormfighter. It just looks like a Quinjet. I mean, I feel like they've taken a lot of influence from other themes.
Is the Kai Fighter the one that you were thinking about?
But Kai Fighter?
Is that what it's called?
No, that's red, and I don't think that one has a green engine.
I'm pretty sure it was green. It might have been like a sand green.
That's actually a really cool name. Like the Kai Fighter. Like I'm looking it up, and it's.
Wait a sec. Flying Jelly Sub. This isn't Ninjago now, is it?
That's the Ninjago movie.
So,
what's it?
So the fire rescue plane. That's from Ninjago.
No.
Oh right, okay. So some of these aren't even Ninjago now. Oh man. Full on ships.
You might be talking about. I know it's white, but
maybe it was a car.
Maybe it was a car. Yeah, maybe it was the Nightcrawler. Are you talking about this one, the Hydro Bounty? No, right? Not this big ship.
But Oaktown.
Yeah, no. Uh-huh.
See Ninjago, right? They haven't gone full Star Wars, but they do remake sets.
Yeah, well,
Like, it's not like every year we don't get like the same Ninjago set every year, like maybe like sometimes Star Wars, but every so often it'll be like I just looked up like the Kai Fighter and it's like, oh, there's a few versions of that.
Well,
And,
they not anymore. They would remake sets between 2019 and 2021.
No,
they don't remake sets anymore, unfortunately.
What was the reason for that? Was it
It was called the Legacy line, and they just I don't know. They wanted to re-release sets.
Because I meant the one that was like the absolute heater was Destiny's Bounty.
Yeah. Which Destiny's Bounty?
That's me. I don't know which one. what one was the?
There's 5.
There's 5. Yeah. Oh my. Is that the Millennium Falcon of Ninjago?
Yes. Absolutely. It's the
right. These are the kind of nuggets. These are the kind of nuggets I was looking for. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice. No. Sorry, I was talking about what you guys were saying.
Is it the Diesel Knot? Is that the one that you're thinking of?
I literally don't know the name, mate. So you could say like chocolate fountain, and I wouldn't know whether it was that or not. so I don't know. These names you're throwing out mean nothing to me. So
yeah.
If it matches the description, then possibly.
Maybe it was a Nightcrawler. Yeah, I don't know. Final Fight of Destiny's Bounty. Diesel Knot again.
I've just gone for Ninjago Retired. But I don't know whether that's really going to bring anything more than what I've already brought up, so I may have to give up. But it's such even looking through the Retired, the array of sets is fantastic. And, it's just such a shame, And if I was ever close to buying, getting into a second theme, I'm more now than I ever was from seeing some of these because some of these dragons look phenomenal. But
according to Brickset, excluding 2025, but including magazines, there's 554 Ninjago sets in total. I'm sure there's probably like there's like according to Brickset in 2024 there's 45 sets, 2023 47. No, they'd probably do again like Star Wars, like poly bags and stuff like that, but it's these.
I'm just gonna try Ninjago Retired because the search engine on Lego I think is pants. Ninjago Retired. What did I say it was? Like a car or I don't know.
Car or jet?
And try car first. See if we can see it. I'm never going to find it, I think. But yeah, I mean, such a great topic because I like being in a position where I don't know about Lego and I can learn something. Yes, I'm not going to go out now and go and buy it all because of that. But the idea is that maybe some of the viewers might, and even if they don't want to buy sets, we're not sponsored by Lego. It's more of a just talking about and broadening my horizons. I work in a store that sells books, and I haven't obviously read every book we sell, but I talk about books that I've read. Other people talk about books that they've read, and sometimes I might go, "Oh, that sounds interesting," and never read it. Other times I might go, "Ooh," and I feel like it's the same with Lego. I look around the Lego store and I can kind of respect everything that I see. Without needing to buy it, so
that's cool.
Oaktown, what would be your favorite, or top 3 Ninjago sets?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm sick of searching.
I'm gonna go off of the ones that I own.
Yeah.
Have you got set? Will you know set numbers or the description so I can bang up a tidy photo?
Overlord Dragon.
Overlord. Is this number 1 or?
There's only one of them.
No, is this number 1 out of your top 3?
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's get a juicy picture of this bad boy. The black one, yeah?
Yes. The
That
thing.
is
Oh, look at that bloody thing. What's
Oh,
that? Coming soon. Mythical creature
That's
Quilins.
Oh, that's like I think that is that Monkey Kid. I think or
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that is
sorry.
Monkey Kid or Chinese New Year. One of the two.
I'm forgetting that I'm not in the Doobry anymore. Okay, so let's have a look at this boy. Can you see that, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably worse. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Why?
Those were
Why
like-
is it your favorite?
Because of what it means to the TV show. So this scene, it was gonna end in Ninjago. So again, I told you how it was gonna end in 2013. So this was the scene to supposedly end the TV show, and
All right.
you know, you could say that it's kind of the Star Wars equivalent of the throne room showdown, or what is it called? The Death Star
Emperor
2 Final
versus.
Duel.
Uh,
Yeah.
Computer.
You could say that's kind of that because this Overlord, the Overlord is definitely Ninjago's Palpatine. Lloyd is definitely Ninjago's Luke Skywalker, and Garmadon is definitely Anakin / Vader, and then I'd say Master Wu is kind of like Obi-Wan / Yoda. You could say.
That's probably the most spot on explanation of anything you could possibly give, or related back to Star Wars.
But yeah.
So what I want to say about this is it looks fantastic. The color of the black and I love black and purple together in Lego. I've got a couple of mocks that I've done black and purple. If you get the right purple, but what I will say is that first of all, what the hell's going on with this guy's legs? What is that?
It's just like a ghostly legs. He doesn't have legs
Oh,
there.
right. I thought I was looking at it funny. And then obviously these pieces here are got to be exclusive to this set because they're so bespoke. But am I seeing that this purple has got some kind of color inside it? It kind of looks purplyish with like light inside. Or is that just the
No, it's just a reflection.
Because if you look there on these horns, they look kind of almost. Are they transparent?
No, they're just normal purple horns.
Ah, right. Looking at this, they look like they're almost kind of glassy, got a glass effect to them, you know?
No,
It
that's
could just be that render.
Oh, they've
it's probably
missold
just
it
the
there.
render.
Because I was just thinking, these look amazing, and as ordering these for a mock. But that is a nice purple. It's a kind of like, it's
A lot of it is dark blue too. I know you might not be able to tell immediately, but
no, I can see that, and there's a little bit of gold in there as well, which is nice.
Yeah, on the chest.
Is this tongue piece like a sticker on a?
It's an inverted tile. It's one of. I'll show you. It's one of these. It's one of these.
Yeah, I can see now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Now that is. Yeah, that isn't. I mean, I was expecting your number one or whatever to be like a big monster set, but that's looks like a relatively cheap set. 372
It was
pieces.
$30. It was a great deal. I mean, the reason why it's my favorite is the message. It's kind of like because of what it means to the TV show.
Yeah.
Not because it's the coolest one objectively, but yeah. Yeah, but it's
Okay. So what's your number two?
I have to own it, right?
Mm-hmm. No. Wow. No, not necessarily.
Okay, Destiny's Bounty, and I'll tell you which one once you type it in.
Did somebody just die on the stream?
Sorry.
Well,
no, Oaktown said, do I have to own it? And I was like,
I thought you spilled some tea on your toe or something.
No, I'll mute next time I do.
What do you mean?
It was like a scream. I thought somebody had perished.
No.
Anyway, all right. So which one are you after?
It's the fourth one.
This one.
This one. Yeah. It's not the biggest one, but it's the one from the early seasons of the TV show, and it looks beautiful. I wish that I would have gotten it. I had the chance to. It was a remake of the first one. This one, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, a nice selection of minifigures in there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 7.
7
That's what I was
figures.
saying earlier,
Wait.
they have like a lot more minifigures and very well detailed.
Oh, mate, you could tell I'm getting old. I looked through all these pieces on the floor, which look mostly gold, and then I thought this was a gold separator.
No, it's orange.
Just sorry, trying to take my glasses off and go, oh, no, there you go. I won't ask that question then. No, this is nice, mate. I like this.
Mhm.
And these sails are material?
It's
Vinyl?
fabric. Yeah, that one is actually cloth.
Oh.
Yeah, cloth. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I
Wish
like
that-
this. The dragon's head. I mean, that looks quite girthy there. The base of that looks quite
Mhm.
beefy. Is that solid or is there internal to it?
There's an interior and part of it, not all of it, but across part of it.
Right. But that looks quite, that looks solidly built. And how long ago did this retire?
It retired. It came out in the summer of 2020 and retired at the end of 2021, I believe.
So that's a good point you've made there, actually, which I was just about to ask is, what's the shelf life? I know it can vary even for Star Wars, but it usually averages out about 2 to 3 years. What's the shelf life on Ninjago? Is it less than that, more?
Well,
by the sound of
Star
what
Wars,
you just
if
said.
I'm not mistaken, Star Wars, most sets are 1 to 2 years, isn't it? Like 1.5 to 2 years usually.
Is it? Oh, right, okay. I just feel like, I don't know, it always feels like it's long.
there are a few exceptions, of course. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about the same then.
5 years.
Yeah, Ninjago's also about the same, 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay. And how regularly do we get through a season of the Ninjago? Is it does it constantly run? Is there like 6 months between the season? That kind of thing?
So recently they've been doing a part 1 and a part 2. So
Right.
they'll release part 1, I don't know, maybe like in May, and then part 2 like maybe in October or something. And then
Okay.
but the sets usually come out in January and March and the summer, like June/August, depending where you live.
So, I mean, I know with Star Wars it can be a bit mixed because there's been times when they've released, let's just use the Skeleton Crew set, which Man's going to show off for us in a bit. They release sets sometimes prior to the show, and in the case of that, way prior, to the point where it's kind of already gone off the boil before the show started. But and other times they release it after, sometimes during. Do they have a kind of a better sort of arrangement with these? Do they come out post-show, mid-show? How does it work?
I'd say it depends. Usually before the show.
Right.
Mostly.
So it's a nice kind of teaser to what's coming up in the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should be, really. I mean, it's different with Star Wars because they have different, it's not just one show, is there? There's different things going on all over the place. So, so they can kind of get the timing right, I guess. But if they're kind of consistent with when their shows are coming out, I suppose they got a better way to do it. But no, I like this. This is quite girthy. And I mean, you could kind of take the dragon head off that and, maybe this thing on the side, and that could just be a ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like, with I guess the dream sets where they're so far-fetched that it looks like everything and nothing. So, okay. So number 3, what's your number 3?
This is a tough one. For right now, I'm gonna say probably Zane's Titan Mech, maybe. It's a close call now.
I don't know if I'm spelling this right.
There are some
sipping
of the
what?
new sets. There are some of the new sets that just came out that might be top. That might be the number 3. Like that Colt Titan Mech could possibly be a number 3.
Oh yeah, that's. It's hard to tell because on here this looks tiny compared to the others, but I think they've just zoomed out a lot.
Not.
These
Yeah,
guys
they
are
just
huge.
zoomed in a lot.
Yeah, that's massive. So which one are we talking about? This one here.
Zane's Titan Mech. I'll say that one for right now.
Yeah. Look at that. It's got almost like got a Punisher vibe on the chest. Can anybody else see that? Where you kind of squint a bit.
Absolutely, yeah. The skull.
Oh, what?
That's amazing.
That's like seeing a face in the tree. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like it's just.
Oaktown, were you
looks really
aware
good.
of that? Had you seen that?
No, like Punisher from Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it is that. I'm just saying, did you notice that there was like supposed to be like a skull inside the face?
I don't think
Inside
that
the
it's
body,
supposed to be a skull. That's an interesting thing.
All right. I thought that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Maybe not then. Maybe it's just my vision working in my favor for a change. So, yeah, nice. All right. So this guy's got this weird, whatever the hell's going on with his legs, stroke, snake.
Hopefully nothing broke off, but yeah, here we have the mech.
Wait. Right. So, okay. Yeah. No, I see. I definitely, even in the Lego set, I see a face in the body.
Really interesting. I haven't seen it myself.
But yeah, it's kind of menacing. And what's this? Do these detach? This kind of it looks like that thing the Blade throws.
The shurikens,
No.
It can detach, but that's not the point. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of meant to look cool. It can spin.
Yeah. Because this kind of branches away from mech, and if anything, this is closer to what do they call those things from that movie where they fight the kaiju? What are they called? Pacific Rim. You know those things?
Oh yes, I know, Johnny.
I know they're effectively mechs as well, but this is kind of bordering on somewhere between Transformers and one of those. Yeah, where they're kind of like
huge.
The detail on this is so solid, and it's kind of compound. There's all sorts of weapons. Looks like there's all sorts of weaponry hidden in there. You got some, what do you call it? Rocket launchers, kind of on the shoulders there, underneath the. No, this is nice.
No, you don't.
These give me vibes of an older Lego theme. I would say 5-6 years before Ninjago was Exo Force. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like Lego's anime theme.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the mechs, like their mechs were like small, but they would also have like humongous ones as well. And it's kind of throwback looking at some of these. But this one looks like
this is nice. I mean, if this was still out, I would go out and buy this tomorrow. Because
it was a great price. It was $60. Yeah.
I mean that'd be about 50 quid for us. So I could customize this to be a Star Wars set, but I wouldn't do much to it. I might just change out a few colors and make it look less Ninjago, and that's about it. It just looks.
What would you make it to look more Star Wars like, though? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, just because I think it would kind of look out of place on my display next to my Star Wars set. So I'd want to kind of, I don't know, don't ask me what, but I would want to kind of, get rid of the kind of whatever feels Ninjago about it, which I guess is nothing really. Because if I put a Stormtrooper in there, they'd think he'd look right at home. But I don't know. I don't know. It looks awesome. This just looks amazing, and it's got the maneuverability on that where you can kind of pose it and everything. So it's not just kind of a sort of blocky looking thing.
Yeah, it has knees. It was kind of one of the first mechs to have knees, really. It might have been the first one.
I don't think I've ever seen
guys.
They're
cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. I've never seen this piece in any of the sets. No, certainly not.
Oh, the ghost piece, the legs, you mean? That's the same piece that the Overlord had in the other set.
Right.
That
so it's
piece.
So they even got some. I mean, they don't hold any expense back on their own themes, clearly, do they? Because this is just look at that.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
Oh, that would if they had figures like that in Star Wars, that'd be the whole budget.
Yeah.
As they say, they know that Star Wars fans will buy slop, so why put in?
Well, not only that, but based on what Oaktown was saying earlier.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They do have cannons up there. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I could see him just about, and in a blue color as well, because we're not used to seeing blue. But
yeah, sand blue.
Certainly not in Star Wars. But it's what you were saying earlier about how the sort of fans, started an uprising against not canceling it. Because you can imagine what would happen if they announced they were going to cancel Star Wars. They would be like literally World War III would break out. But yeah, this is nice. This is probably this would be. I know I haven't seen all the sets, and I certainly don't know anything compared to what you know, Dan. But this would be my number one, just from the sets I've seen briefly today.
Yeah, it might be objectively one of the best ones for sure. And
that's a solid 3. What have you got? Any sort of special mentions? Any other sets you think we, are worth kind of throwing up on the screen?
Let me think. Maybe Nia Samurai X-Mech?
Okay.
Yeah. What up? Whittakee?
I wonder if you could help me because I don't know the name of it. The one I like. It's like it looks like a dragon's head made out of stone. And like
Dragonstone Shrine?
I don't know the name, but that's the one that caught my eye that I nearly was going to maybe get.
We'll look at that one next. That one is really good too. Yeah, that first one, Nia Samurai X-Mech.
This looks like Voltron.
Yeah, that's cool. I have that one up there too.
Wow, yeah.
It also has
What the hell is this
posable
thing?
meat. It's like a little dragon crystal beast from the TV show. This one was cool too.
Damn. I'm not as in love with the color selection on this, but it does look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, the use of
Yeah.
pieces is. Look at this. Look at this gold into black into blue.
It's incredible.
The design team just knows exactly what they're doing, don't they?
Mm-hmm. The Ninjago design team knows mechs. That for sure.
What the hell is
You think
this? This guy's got an
Yeah.
entire snake head.
Oh yeah.
What the
That's
hell?
a minifigure.
So you got all these crazy looking characters from like another planet, and then just some kid in a hoodie. What? Is he
No,
in
they're
wrong
from the same
place?
planet.
Jesus,
Yeah.
it's so versatile. Yeah, I never knew this kind of stuff. I never knew they just had like random kids. You know,
Well, that's Little Nelson. That's his name.
Little Nelson. This guy, look at this guy with the snake head,
Pythor.
and this kind of guy who's kind of half see-through.
Whittakee, you said you watched at least most of the first season, right, Whittakee?
Yeah.
So you did see Pythor, right? The blue snake guy? Sorry, the purple snake guy?
I think so, yeah. It was a while ago that I
It's
saw
him.
it,
It's
but-
the same character
Right, okay.
as that white one.
So, what did you say the name of this one he was after is called? Stonehenge.
Dragonstone Shrine. I don't own that one yet, at
Right.
least.
Dragonstone Shrine. We'll do this one and then we'll move on because
Yeah.
I do want to do our wish list.
Yeah, of course.
All right, this one here, all right?
Mm-hmm. That thing is beautiful.
Looks nice. Display.
Yeah, it does look good. Oh, I can see the dragon now, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful dragon fountain.
Tree growing through it, like I think the roots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's got some internal as well.
Yeah, I love it. It's cool.
Look at this guy's haircut. Jesus.
I think
That's Kai,
go
yeah.
on as well. That rock, I think it moves.
He has that
left to
bandana.
right, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think that you can.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
also remove that.
It's got the
God, the
sacred tech.
renders on that, hey. It's just super
Yeah.
digital, like it's just
Yeah, why
Wow.
why is this digital and all the rest are clearly that's real, isn't it? So why they've done
I
it?
don't
Looks
think-
like they've superimposed him here though. He
Mm.
don't look like he's actually stood there. Yeah, yeah, I can see. Yeah, they've just animated it slightly for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's kind of
It's
weird that they do
stuff,
that.
though.
See, it sounds weird saying this, but like some of the Ninjago sets look like they look like mocks, like this one. And I know that's kind of like
Mhm.
oh, mock means it's high, much more detail. It's a highly skilled designer, but like what I mean is it looks fragile, and
Yeah,
Really?
the detail like
Look-
this one always stood out to me as like did this who like it just looks super detailed, and it's also the one I think it's one of the few ones, at least in recent times, where it's like you could just buy this and like display it or give it to someone who's not a fan, and it's like, yeah, this just looks really
Mhm.
cool.
Hmm. For sure.
yeah. I was going to say it reminds me of the kind of thing that Joel was showing off later in the stream. I mean, I was trying to get him to do it sooner, but like he kind of came into his own a little bit later on. He started showing us some of his mocks. I know, Matt, and you'd probably logged off at that point, but he started showing us some of his mocks where he's kind of, broken some Lego laws, if that's what you want to call them, to create, and I think that's what Slurpy's kind of getting to is that this doesn't look logistically like, it doesn't look kind of straight laced like Lego would normally do. It probably is. They've just used really good technique. But looking at it, it looks like they've kind of done things they wouldn't normally do, and they've kind of been given this designer a bit more artistic license than they probably would in any other set.
Interesting.
Like if I was at like a convention and I seen this, so I was like, oh, I built this mock for whatever. I'm like, damn, this looks really cool. Let me get a couple of photos, spin it around. Like it doesn't look like a Lego set. Like it's But this one's. I as soon as I noticed the dragon's head, the water fountain, I was like, this is.
This is different. They've knocked it out of the park with something like this, or they've branched out a little bit, for want of a better term. Yeah.
Do you think like Oaktown, like the Ninjago fans, like, I'm not saying the original waves were rudimentary, but they've definitely, like, I've looked at the 2011, 2012 sets, and they're a lot more basic. Do you think like Ninjago fans expect quality now? Like, even those £20 sets are like pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They expect quality.
Yeah, like, and it's my days. Oh, sorry, anyway, a friend got the McLaren. Oh my days.
Yeah,
he's a big F1. He's a big F1 guy.
Yeah, there's always a nice selection of those. Maybe we'll do them on a future show. But another one for cars, just cars and the Formula One cars and stuff. There always seems to be knocking about everywhere. But I don't know anything about them. But I'm probably less interested as well. So, like, that, guys, was a kind of whistle stop tour, if you like, of Ninjago.
I enjoyed that. And
your knowledge of Ninjago, mate, is probably the best. Well, it was fantastic. I didn't expect you to know like years and when everything retired, and I mean, you could have just been making up anything, and I wouldn't know any different. But you seem to know your onions, as they say, mate, which is great to hear. So I'm glad we picked the right topic for you.
Ask one thing, and I know at the time it ran in conjunction with Ninjago. I really like the Lego Ninjago movie wave. One of my favorite sets is from there. It's the Manta Ray Bomber. But what do you think of that? I know it's a kind of a sub theme, separate thing, but what do you think of that?
Stuff were cool. The movie is good overall. I don't dislike it as much as many Ninjago fans. I actually don't dislike it. I think that it's cool. I mean, truth be told, I think all 4 Lego movies are good for what they are. The first one is definitely the best one, but the other 3 are good too. The Piece by Piece was also good. Have you guys seen that?
I have not seen it yet. No.
I highly recommend it. It's really good.
My favorite is the Batman one.
Yeah, Batman's my top.
I think I'm gonna have to go away and start looking at some of these other things, because I've literally Star Wars all day, and that's the only thing I've ever seen. But I feel like my daughter would be into Ninjago as well, and I kind of wish I'd kind of gotten her into that, because she's kind of on the fence with the collecting of Lego at the moment. She's kind of not really impressed by anything, and we kind of pushed her down the road of Mario, and not only was it kind of a disappointing thing overall, but she's just kind of
Lego Mario sucks. I mean, I don't own any of the sets, but I don't like it.
She started off well. She's got lots of it. She likes it, but I don't think she's going to be like me, where she's going to rebuild it. I think but she still likes Mario, the games, and Mario Kart, things like that. It's definitely the Lego and not the theme. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of wish I'd gone into Ninjago now, because I didn't actually physically enjoy those sets as well. But
why wouldn't you get her into Star Wars?
I've tried, but she just hasn't got the passion for it like I have, and I get that, because she hasn't really grown up like I did in that. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a boys thing as such. I think that's wrong to say, but it just
there's people like in the Star Wars, not like big names, but like, oh yeah, I got into Lego Star Wars. I got into Star Wars through Lego, or I like Lego Star Wars, but I don't like the films. Those are the strangest. Those are the strangest people. But like, it's so
really
cool. Like they're like, like so many people. Their first exposure to Star Wars, at least my generation, wouldn't have been necessarily the prequels. It would have been the Lego Star Wars games. Maybe like a little younger, maybe my brother's age. Like that game came out when he was like 4, and it's like, right, they're not going to sit and watch A New Hope. But you can play the Lego game,
Yeah.
and it's like condensed. You can get the story done in an hour. Like, but yeah, there's people I know that are like, I hate the film. Not hate the films, but the films are boring. But this TIE fighter looks really cool. Like,
Really?
Lego Star Wars because of the film.
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, so moving on. Just do this quick segment because I didn't really get a chance to prep this like I normally do. And I just want to pose a question to Oaktown. If I can keep it in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
Custom Rice Krispie or lemon loaf cake?
Angel cake.
What is angel cake?
So 3 layers of sponge with icing. And that's pretty much it. It's a British tradition.
Wow.
British institution.
White, yellow, and pink.
Like Neapolitan.
But no chocolate. Does each layer taste differently?
No, it all tastes the same.
It's all sponge, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I've had that, but I know.
I'm sitting on leftovers because we went to a, what do you call it? My fiance Kirsty's grandparents. Shout out to them. They, John and Sandra, they renewed their vows. They've been married 60 years. They had a letter from the king, which you get if you've been married 60 years. I can't remember whether it's silver or what it is for 60 years, but anyway, they renewed their vows. They're both I think they're both in their 80s now. Anyway, both renewed their vows, and they kind of had almost like a miniature wedding. And we went to yesterday, and they had a buffet, and I love buffet food. And I did maybe 6 or 7 rounds of plate piled high, and I hit a wall then. And then they were like, look, I shouldn't be overeating with my the operation I'm due to have. Basically eating too much probably doesn't help it. But anyway, I just thought they said you're gonna they said you're gonna take some home. Go on, take some. So they're all egging me on to take some home. So I came away with these kind of large sort of Ziploc type bags. I must have come away with about 6 of these chock-a-block full. One with desserts, one with sausage rolls, one with chicken, southern fried chicken in, one with, I don't know, pizza in, I don't know. It'll last me all week, my lunch in work. And they were like, oh, don't, and I said, look, I would rather be sick from eating old, cold buffet food than see it go in the bin. That's pretty much, that's my life. So,
especially cocktail sausages, like from wedding buffets. Like I know the main course is like, oh, there's so much effort put into it, but when they roll out that buffet, it was like honey glazed sausages. It's like, oh, you just take a plate of 20 of them, and you just run off. 20
what's the other one? Cheese. Cubes of cheese with pickled onions.
Oh, straight.
Mate, what about you, Whittakee? Do you have a buffet favorite? They had deviled eggs as well.
Probably cold pizza.
They had pizza yesterday. Oh, and they had onion rings and they had pizza yesterday, but there was pineapple on some of the pizza, and that went straight in the trash because I don't have.
I don't. We're off a Ninjago.
Ninjago.
Yeah, Ninjago. Yeah.
Ninjago Unchained.
But obviously, I couldn't. It's hard to get edgeways sometimes. You obviously said, "Do we have anything close?" And I know it's old news, and I'll go on about it. But I got 2 of these.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, he's not letting that go, is he?
No. I got Oaktown. I went to a convention, right, and that was a free gift.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Right. I went to the next convention and paid extra, money to get the next free gift, and it was exactly the same. Not overly impressed.
So no, Oaktown's going to expect you to take that extra set with you now to Brickworld and gift it to him.
Yeah, for sure.
You keep complaining you got 2, but have you looked though on to see how exclusive it is? Have you looked on like Bricklink or Brickset or whatever to see? Because I haven't had a chance to look.
It just looks like it's been cut out of a comic or something.
Well, have you
Step over.
seen that, Oaktown? Have you seen that before?
I'm not sure if I've seen it, honestly. I think it's probably from the Lego Ninjago Legacy magazines, because those have 2 minifigures.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll swap it for the Christmas X-Wing.
Who's got that? Nobody has got that, have they?
I wish that I had that. That set is cool.
Oh, look, I'm going to have to
I
do
know.
that now. Martin.
Ryan has it. Holly has it. I think a few other people have it. I think Emily has it.
Right, if I remember, I'm getting old, but if I remember then, all right, I'll try and bring this next year.
Did you tune in to replay on the what you missed last week, Martin?
No, I didn't yet. No.
Yeah. Go and do that, mate, and then you'll realize what you missed out on.
All right.
What did he miss out on?
So, okay, I may as well say it now because it's quite entertaining. Obviously, I was meeting up with Martin at Brick Fest for the first time, and I thought, I got to take the guy something. I got to take him a gift, just to sort of say, here we go. And I was looking through my collection of what A, I was happy to part with, and B, I had 2 of. And the only thing I could find that I thought you might be quite interested in is like a little sort of miniature sort of comic book type thing with a little comic strip in it, which had a free Biggs figure. Now he knows this because he's seen it, but it's got the Biggs figure, but that Biggs figure I think is exclusive to that book. So it's not one that was released in any of the set. And I don't think there's many versions of Biggs anyway, but it's got this set. I took it with him, and on my daughter's life, I had no idea that the guy who played Biggs was at the convention signing autographs, and I had no clue. Honestly, I had no clue. So there's one thing I took, and while I was waiting, because I volunteered, I was waiting there, and I was like, "Wait, he's signing?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, he ain't getting this. I'm getting this."
Oh, great! You didn't tell me this.
No, well, I've still got another one, so you can still have the other one. But the point is that out of the 2, one of the Biggs heads is turned on his side. So although it's double faced, the actual blank part in between the 2 faces, which effectively would be his ear, is facing out. So I thought, I'll take this one for mine, because then I can have the one where the face is facing forward. But he's still got the figure. If he wants to take it out, he can do whatever. But of course, that was the one I was like, I got to get this signed. So when I was talking to the guy, Garrick Hagon, his name is, he was like, have I got a face? And I'm like, yeah, it is in there. I got to just try and wiggle it around and sort of shake it out. And but he wrote, you saw anyway what he signed on there, didn't you? So, but I have got the other one, mate. So I will bring it along, and I'll try and dig out some other stuff. If we all rock up to Brick World next year, I'll take something.
Hello, Papa Rex. What's up, man?
Papa Rex, how's it going, mate? It's not an episode of Cool Hang Luke without Muttley, Papa Rex popping in, and who's the other? Mugsy lad.
I thought there's a lot too.
Yeah, and Oaktown. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Austin too, right?
Austin, I don't know. Sometimes in, sometimes out. One episode he came in and said he was going on a date, and then he was back from his date probably earlier than he should have been. And then when we asked him how it went, he just didn't answer. So, assumably it didn't go well. But yeah. So
you mentioned Lego, and that was it.
Yeah. You just changed the subject, which fair enough. Each to their own. So, day off working on bricklink orders for some rebreakable. Oh, no, sorry. What were you?
I meant you mentioned Lego to the girl, and that was it. So.
All right. Yeah, come to my place and see my Lego collection. Gone. Smoke. Day off working on bricklink orders for some rebrickable sets. I forgot it was Monday. Mate, you forgot about us. Thanks for that. Papa, you'll have to go back on replay. Watch near the beginning. We did an announcement for the 10th episode special that's coming up in 2 weeks' time, which is going to be on a Sunday. And I only say that because you mentioned tuning in because it's Monday. But love you to come along, mate. And if you'd like to be on the show sometime, maybe not on that show because we've got a pretty stacked lineup. But if you want to pop on, mate, I'll be a guest in the future. You can show your face or not. Let me know, mate, because it's getting to the point now where...
Sunday.
Yeah, the next one's going to be Sunday, but it'll be back to Mondays after that.
Not Saturday, because I've got... Oh, right, I thought it was going to be Saturday. Sorry.
No, Sunday, 24th. Yeah, just a day early. I thought we knew. Did we not already discuss that? No.
Yeah, you had told
Yeah,
me
but
you
for
had
some
the
reason I
ending
thought the
Sunday.
24th was Saturday. That was all. It's
All
just
right,
so
yeah.
that I know which shift to see if I can swap.
Yeah.
If
Just
I
the
was going to
sun,
swap the Saturday, that would be no good, would it?
the Sunday. Yeah, make sure you phone in sick for that Sunday. So yeah. But Paparex, yeah, nice to have you on board, mate. And obviously, like we said, reach out to me, mate, on Instagram if you want to get involved. We'd love to have you. This show is all about trying to get people who want to be a bit more involved in the community, but get their name and their face out there a little bit. That's the kind of whole point of it. So, so there we go. Moving on. So we've done Ninjago to death. I'll just quickly do these because I completely forgot to do them when we were discussing them. So since I spend a lot of time finding them, I will blow them up on the page just briefly. So there's that, which I should have popped up when we were doing it. And I actually found a Lego version of a Poppy. So guys, particularly you, Paparex, if you're on Bricklink doing some orders, order the parts for a Lego Poppy, mate. Probably a little bit late now, but I'm going to be doing it, ready for next year maybe. So that's pretty cool. What else have we got? And I also pulled up this, hoping it would have a bit more information on it, but it didn't. But it's worth checking up anyway. So this is a little bit more about Mission 22, which is an American charity. When their tour is over, our mission begins. So, it's specifically around veteran suicide. So there's more information on their website if you guys are, passionate enough about it. So there you go. So that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. And that brings us on to this. Are you guys seeing that? Nope.
No.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is share. There may be a more in-depth list out there somewhere. This is the only way I could find that kind of encapsulates things the best. Let's let that load up. So we've all probably seen this in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So this is Brick Clicker. Shout to Brick Clicker. So this is just January. This is just January. But I don't know whether there's anything else been leaked, rumored for the rest of the year. I guess if you think of anything, tell me. But I don't really want to go into detail about this. If anything, this is just to say if this is on your wish list, you got your wish, or you might have your wish. But so far, what we know, certainly in January, is there's a Jedi Interceptor coming for Ahsoka, an Arc 170 Starfighter, which we've been due a while, and that is probably going to be a scaled-down version. Buildable Grogu and Pram. Not really sure about that price, what that kind of going to look like, but a midi-scale acclimator. Is it midi-scale? I thought it was going to be is that what they call it, midi-scale? The Starship series?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. And the midi-scale home one, which I'm excited for because I'm really interested to see how they kind of pull off those shapes.
Midi-scale home one will be cool to see for sure. Acclimator, I switched that to Venator.
Yeah.
I think the home one's the one where it's like it'll either be really, really good or like a turd waffle because it's so strange, that shape. It's like
I was going to say turd as well.
Like
turd waffle. Nobody Google blue waffle ever.
No.
What is that?
No, don't do it, mate. Don't do it. Do not.
When you say
I'm not saying that.
Then people do it.
Oaktown.
No, don't.
Oh, just distract
Oaktown. Honestly, Oaktown, do not. You will never leave your house again. So don't do it.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. Go on. What are you saying?
But you're going to now, aren't they? If you say don't do it, people do.
No, Oaktown. What we're saying is, look up Home One ship, Return of the Jedi. I was playing the original Battlefront 2 yesterday and doing the space battle, and the Rebel Star Cruiser is the home one, and you're flying around it, and it's like this is ugly looking.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really And also, like, it could just be my computer screen, and it could also be the game as well. But it's not really grey, but it is at the same
Really?
time. Like, it's maybe it's just the way it looks in the game. Maybe it looks like a little. It looks like it's tea stained, but no, actually, judging from the images online, it is pretty another grey ship. But yeah, it looks like it looks like it's been left on the windowsill. If it's stained, bleach.
Jesus.
If you have a Lego long enough, you'll notice. Oh my god, the greys are starting to look a little yellow or stained, and it's just from the sunlight.
Yeah. No, I'm interested to see what that looks like. I've always liked the home one. Any of the Mon Calamari or Mon Cala ships have always looked pretty good, but I guess Legos struggle to do the shapes, but they can clearly do it for Ninjago. They can branch out, so it'd be nice to see them trying something different. And then we got Amando's N1 Starfighter, but that's a 4+ set, so that's going to be like probably 12 pieces to make up a set, so that's probably forgettable. But we'll keep that up there in case anything else comes to mind. And chat, get involved where you can. Let us know what you want to see from Lego Star Wars in 2025. And then we'll put up the... and it can be like, it isn't a realistic wish list. This is a wish list, like I wish that I had, 9 arms. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So really tell us, it can be obviously it's got to be something that exists within the Star Wars universe, but don't worry about whether it's possible Lego will do it or not. Let's just kind of have some wishful thinking. And it couldn't be a rebrand of a set. It can be a set that they brought out before and needs to be redone, or needs to be redone better, or anything like that. So anybody had enough time to think about this that wants to go first, or?
I mean, just to add on, like, looking at this list. Oh, sorry, Martin, you go ahead.
Straight away. Yeah, I've got one straight away, as we were talking about mini scale. I know they brought it out a few years back, but it was only like, is it a convention or something, or special? It wasn't massively. And that's the medical frigate.
Oh, the Nebulon one.
Nebulon B frigate, yeah.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. I agree. The Nebulon B frigate would look great next to the home one.
Yeah. And also, I'm not a big fan of sort of more OT, but and I don't know the name of it. Obviously, you've got the hand, but what was the other one?
Invisible hand. The Malevolence.
Lucre Hole?
One that had the special weapon on the side of it.
Yeah, I think
Malevolence.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Like, because that would go well.
I agree
with the hand. So.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think actually, you mentioned it there, Oaktown. The Lucre Hulk. I can't pronounce it, but the Trade Federation, like the one from Phantom Menace, would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They've never tackled any of those. They've never even done the Trade Federation landing craft. Like, and there's so many cool ones as well.
Midi scale. That would be built for midi scale. That'd be great.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that frigate is. Yeah, that's a good shout. When you talking about the one with the kind of dish thing on the side, are you talking about? Is that Admiral Trench, the kind of tarantula-looking guy? Is that his ship?
The Malevolence?
No, that wasn't his. That was General Grievous's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But you know Admiral Trench, right?
Who is Admiral Trench? I'm sorry, I don't know.
The spidery looking bloke.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a face. His face is essentially a spider. Let's see if I can pull a picture of him up, and then his ship.
Cuts his arms off.
Admiral. Yeah. Admiral Trench. So do it on the one you're already looking at, which would be a bit easier, wouldn't it? So he's Clone Wars only, but he looks like this is him kind of after, spoiler, but this is him after the explosion. I don't know
No.
why it does this. It's not Brit. It's not Brit. It's taking ages to pull a picture up, but it'll pop up now. Wikipedia. So
Wikipedia, so
what the
what?
hell is on here?
Crap.
It's just
Oh.
temperament. So temperamental.
Took me
It's a
two
victim of
words,
adverts, isn't it? So can you see that? Do you know what I'm talking about now? Oaktown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see it. I don't know that
This
character
guy?
though. I
Okay,
haven't
so
seen all of
Clone
the
Wars.
so I don't recognize him.
Boo. But he's oh, there you go. You can see the search screen. I've got a minifigure of him that was made by Big Kid Bricks, and I won it in a competition.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll have to dish him out one day because it's like an 80 quid figure.
Wow.
So it's probably worth more than that now because they only run them for so long. But that's probably the only Lego investing I'll do because I'm not huge into minifigures, but obviously, I took it. And if the time ever comes to sell it, I'll make plenty of him. But so anyway, his ship, I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's the one Martin's talking about with the dish on the side. So it was quite a big story arc in Clone Wars, wasn't it? And then he comes back as well at one point. Anyway, that's going off the subject. But yeah, so what else were you kind of mid-flow with your set? So you won that. What else did you say? The Nebulon B frigate. Anything else?
That they could. Oh.
Yeah, the one from the Phantom Menace, the big, the Federation
Lucrehulk?
one, the big round circle.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, but so what would you want that in? I mean, obviously, we were talking wish list, so wish list is wish list, but
MIDI scale. I think that would go.
MIDI scale.
I agree.
No, yeah, you're right.
Would look very well.
So I don't think they'd branch out that big, but like you said, it is wish list. So we could say we want this in, UCS. But I just,
I think
I'd
MIDI scale
be happy with that.
It's good for the big ships. That's what they should do.
It is, yeah.
That
You
is
can't
always
flesh them
such a
out.
cool
I've heard
design.
people say like, "Oh, they should do a MIDI scale of like the X-wing." I was like, "No, it's got to be a big ship."
I agree.
And what I liked about this in universe is that it kind of they did a good job of showing some of the ships and how they the ships that we knew in the sequel were shown through Clone Wars and the prequels of how they kind of got to that point. So
Yeah.
if you imagine the Arc 170 and the Naboo Starfighter, they kind of, combination of them, their love child would be the X-Wing kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And with this, it was that those sort of circular planet ships would go up and connect to this, which is kind of like, early version of what would be the Death Star, if you like. So it's kind of, I think they did a good job of just trying to, really kind of think about how things would, how these ships would come to being, develop over time. So I like that, to go off on a point a bit. So, okay, so good 3 mentions there. Anybody else want to chime in with something they want to see?
I think, for next year, I am excited for the Arc 170.
Yeah.
I got the OG one from 2005 as a Christmas present, and it's long in the bin now, like the Lego bin. Even the torsos of the figures are all chewed up. But yeah, just excited to see how it is. It's been 15 years since the last one. I think it's the coolest. I think it's the coolest clone Republic ship.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
For the prequels, it's the one I've been waiting for them to re-release.
Yeah, it's like. Also, well, I'll say to go back for the prequels. What I would like from the Clone Wars would be the Torrent. What was
Sure.
I've always liked that from the. I was like, oh, this has always been really cool because it's such a strange design, like the kind of T kind of. But I don't know, a set next year. I know there's kind of rumors and leaks going around, but I just want I just want a good Imperial battle pack.
I agree.
I just want a good, decent £20 battle pack. Like, it might to be the best. Well, not a spoiler, but I would like the half battle pack from 3 years ago. 3 snow troopers and a scout.
Yeah.
We just need one with 3 stormies and a scout, and I would like. Yeah, I know people don't like the Family Guy stormtroopers, but I
Totally agree. Or 3 storms and a shadow trooper.
yeah. Because the last good Imperial battle pack we got was in 2019, and it was an anniversary set. You got 3 Stormies, a Shadow, and Han Solo. So if you bought 10 of them, you're walk.
I don't see how that battle pack is any better than the newest $40 one.
I think the 40. Well, I don't even know what the full price of that is in the UK yet. It's decently valued though. I don't think it's horrible. I can. Yeah, I can definitely see that getting knocked down pretty soon. I need to build my army of R2 kitties or QT kitties.
No, don't even go in.
In that conversation you just said about basically, sorry, not Slurpy. I think you basically just said what's going to be my top 3 pal.
I'll just pretend I didn't say that.
No,
but that's it. I'd like it. That's the only thing I'd like next year is a good, and also, yeah, I'm the same. I'm OT, and
me too.
What I would love.
Don't get me wrong. There is some great clone ones, but because I'm OT, it's going to be there'll be more my top 3.
What's else on my wish list, but I can't see it happening, and it's been on for a number of years. Is I've always wanted a Return of the Jedi Falcon. And it's like, right, we're not going to get that next year because I can still see the Dark Falcon being on shelves. And I would just love a Return of the Jedi, one with Lando.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah. Yen Nub and the Rebel. Not even just a figure, but just like that one, like one that's just not a New Hope or Empire.
What's the difference, though, between the Falcons and A New Hope, Empire, and Jedi?
The box art. No, I mean, I don't think there's anything wild difference. Maybe scratches and stuff like that. I know the dish comes off in the Return of the Jedi one when Lando's leaving the Death Star. So that would be the kind of noticeable difference.
But I think more probably for if they're going to redo one, which they probably need to do a normal one again now to have one in rotation. To do that one so that it's those figures instead of the same ones. So it's probably more about the figures and perhaps changing the interior a bit more, adding some more detail as they generally do for each version of it. So no, that's a good shout, and that's probably the most realistic one so far. To be fair, so
I know mine are pretty vanilla and basic. But what about yourself?
Well, I want to see what Oaktown has in store first because I've been taking a lot of influence because I did have a list, but I could probably have 30 things on mine, but I want to try and keep it to like 3.
I mean, things that I want to see remade: V19 Torrent, Arc 170, which is coming. I'd also love to see a normal gunship and not a weird one, and make it better. And I'd also, I'd love to see a TIE Advanced for sure. We need a TIE Advanced big time.
UCS or?
No, just a play scale one. We haven't gotten one since like 2016 in a 2-pack, and then before that in 2009.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that twin pack one because I was going to say they only did it once, but no, you're right. I just think that. Yeah, I think they would. I think this would make quite a good UCS set, if I'm honest. I don't buy UCS sets, so I kind of feel like I'd missed out if that's the case. But I do own. Say again?
That looked like Darth Vader's one underneath. If you scroll down.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what you mean. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one?
It's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Yeah.
What's the one where it's like 3-winged?
The TIE Defender.
That's a Defender. Yeah.
That's the one. It's an expanded universe one where.
Well, no, it was like Thrawn was developing, wasn't it, in the Clone Wars?
Yeah. Rebels, that was.
Rebels, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're right. Yeah, it's I actually like that ship. What the hell's this one? TIE Advanced Scout. Never seen this before.
Oh, that's
That's pretty
Deviant Art. That's some probably fan made one. That
Oh yeah,
I
I
could,
appreciate that. It just looks cool.
I could, I definitely could see them doing a really good one of these, especially with how the TIE Bomber and Interceptor looked.
Yeah.
From the like, it would be so good to see a play scale one of these now. Like, it,
I agree.
Yeah, I got a TIE Advanced here somewhere. There's one right here. I got this version of the Vader's TIE Advanced. I know I'm not on full screen, but
you know, it's still
Little
yeah.
version of it from the Vader's castle.
yeah. So we got that version, and I've also now I think about it, I've actually got. No, they must have done 3 versions of it because there's that one.
Yeah, and then there's a small one in the Death Star as well. In maybe
No,
both
well,
Death Stars.
wait, yeah, and in Vader's Castle. So actually, that's 5 versions because
Yeah. They might have
I've
even
got
done
that
one.
one.
They also did some in the early days, so they've done plenty of versions. Just not recently, and a lot of them are tiny.
This is the one I've got, the Rebels one as well. This one here, I can't really see that probably from there. I think it's got Sabine running.
That's not Vader's though.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. So that one's slightly different because it hasn't got that huge back piece on the back, is it?
Yeah.
So
Missing a lot of the wing too.
yeah, it's kind of spaced out.
I think
a bit.
I like seeing the love in the community for the TIE Crawler. That was always such a funky set back in the day, but like that would actually be one up there for me. But there's no way they would make that unless it showed up in like Mandalorian or Andor.
Yeah, and it never made it out of the blue, did it? So
no,
it was just kind of blue. There's some cartoon. Yeah, that's from Wikipedia. So it must have appeared in something. I don't know if it's canon or not, but it must have appeared in something because I've never seen this before in anything I've read. But yeah, I've seen loads of people do mocks of this as well because it's kind of like nostalgic vibes more than anything else. But the blue just looks, I don't know. The blue looks awful, I think. The blue and black was a poor decision.
Sure.
I mixed it. I like I got the TIE Fighter from 05 with Light Up Vader, and I think like and some of the TIE Fighters the blue looks good, but I would agree, and some of them like the TIE Crawler just I think it might have just been what was available at the time, but also
well, there was a grey.
Yeah.
It wasn't grey at that point, an old grey. I don't know why. I don't know. Is grey even on the set?
It could have been the issue with the Bad Batch shuttle. Mine they did it like a sand blue, but in universe it was grey. I know it's different, but I think some of the even Kenner models were blue too. No,
not
you're
like
right. That blue,
you're right.
But like
they were like a sand blue. Yeah,
you're
right. That's what I was just about to say. I think maybe they'd see, but at this point, obviously, we were well past the point of concept art. But if
2007.
That's what I'm saying. If the film had come out around about that time, you'd think that maybe they'd seen it and thought, is that blue? And then, but I don't know, the blue mixed with the black. I don't know, weird, really weird.
I could check. Where were they?
I'd love to know why that was, but especially when there was grey around and probably in more diverse pieces because it's not even the pieces they've used are kind of unusual pieces. It's kind of weird, but
there's sort of another one as well. I'd like to see I've not got one any type is a turbo tank but the one from
yeah, and it's appeared in a couple of other things as well. What else have I seen it in? It's in Mandalorian as well, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen it in comics and I've seen it in Mandalorian. Yeah, because he rides it, doesn't he? And he takes his helmet off and just to swap for the other one. It's more like this kind of thing here. The A9 turbo tank.
Oh,
but if they're doing it, they need to not have those kind of wobbly legs with all the space in between. They've got to fill that gap in.
In the newer, get new figures in their other.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Oh, look at this one in blue. That actually looks quite nice.
I don't mean to kind of hark on. I just wanted to double check why Lego used blue. It just said it could have made it stand out for the box art, but just doing a bit of lore, it says TIE Fighters were originally supposed to be blue instead of
They
grey.
are, I believe, technically blue if you want to be technical.
But in whatever way they were chroma keyed in the 70s, I think they had to be grey to like separate them, you know, like kind of because they were wee plastic models. But yeah, sorry for that. I just wanted to just.
So it maybe is the same theory as, you know, when they do Superman's hair in comics, it was always kind of blue, but it's not supposed to, it's supposed to demonstrate. It's because the black didn't stand out on the background or something like that. I remember reading something about it, and they used blue instead of black in some cases because it stood out better. So maybe it's to do with that. But I mean, that's in comics. I don't know how that translates to Lego, but
yeah,
it's an interesting subject. So what else you got on your list, Oaktown? What else would you want to see?
Trying to think of Lego Star Wars sets that I would like to see. Just remakes of an A wing, a Y wing, B wing. Those would all be cool.
Yeah, we're overdue a B wing, definitely.
Oh yeah. 10 years.
It's like one of those in my collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually mind a V wing as well, because they did a couple of V wings quite early on. They don't appear enough, certainly not in the main trilogy. They only appear in the end of Revenge of the Sith. But I don't know, just like the idea of the ship, and again, it shows like how it developed from the V wing into the TIE fighter, essentially. Kind of, it's kind of a midway ship. So I'll just look if you could think, any guys think of anything else, let me know and we'll kind of search it. But the only things I've got, go on.
And it's like everyone's, as it's a wish list. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but everyone always picks it up. Geonosis Arena.
That would be cool.
A proper, MBS set, big.
Yeah.
With all the free creatures, the poles, the chariots.
That'd be cool.
No, that's good. That's a good point. I think every
minifigures.
I've seen that floated around as like a MBS set, but for some reason I just think I can never see them doing anything like that. I think even the
do like sections, couldn't they? You could do one with one of the creatures, and then do another, and then join that one to that one.
I think that'd be the best bet. I don't know if they would ever go full Cantina best spin with it. Like 250, 300 pound.
No, but it'd be nice. That's what I.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I think the most realistic way we're ever going to see that, though, is probably in a kind of micro diorama type thing where you can kind of use.
And obviously, a remake of the Ewok Village as well. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, that.
What
if
they did? What if they did Whittakee? Like, I've always thought they should have done something like this, where each of the creatures. I thought they should have done them as like a wee standalone mini build, like the Ekle.
That would be
one,
cool.
The Rhino is one.
The Ekle,
that's what I
what's
said,
the name of the
a
other
little
one?
bit of the build, and you can join them all together.
Yeah.
But just all right, just have one of them have Obi, Padme, Anakin, and then throw in a cloner or a Geonosian. Just even though they're not making a lot of sense, like I always found it funny when they did the Corporate Alliance tank in 2013. You got Django and a clone trooper, but the reason it was always funny to me, spoiler alert, Django was dead before the clones arrived. I think.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's always like, it's always a bit funny. Like, it's like, oh, they don't have to make sense, the pairing.
Correct.
But well, not only that, right?
It's
not only that, right?
on.
But a lot of people have talked about there's no way they could do this and get like the crowd, the kind of spires of like the hive, and a plateau big enough to get the poles, the leg, the Jedi, the chariots, whatever. But think about how sprawling the Ewok village is, in real, in not in real life, obviously, but if it was real, how sprawling and how huge it is. It probably spans like half a forest, right? So you're talking miles and miles. And yet they did a great set of making an MBS set out of that. And nobody, when that was released, and even now, has gone, oh, it's not big enough. It doesn't cover enough ground. They don't complain about that. So surely there's a way they could do the same with the Geonosis Arena and just give us enough to have a taster of the scene. That's all we want.
That Ewok village still looks beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see it.
What a flex.
Mate. What a
Please
flex.
tell me that's not the AliExpress one. No, that's like
that.
No, it's not.
Damn.
That was messed up.
That's one of my white whales, I think.
Really? Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
at one point, long after it retired, but at one point I saw it for sale, complete, used but complete for 200 quid on
Yeah.
You said, yeah.
on Marketplace. Yeah, and I remember
Yeah.
saying to my girlfriend, "Oh, can I?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, go on, go for it. If you think that's a good price." And I can't remember whether someone bought it or whatever, for whatever reason, it didn't go through with it. And then I've never been able to see it even close to that since.
Really,
Yeah.
I got it. I got it the other day for $145 used and complete as well though.
All figs.
Yeah, all figs,
Well, you
Oh
wouldn't
my
get that
God.
over here.
and it's all mint condition.
The figs alone are probably worth more than that.
Yeah, probably.
I like when I see these, you guys get so many cool, even like the Facebook moms and stuff like that. I go on the Facebook, right, and people are selling used Lego sets for retail price here in Northern Ireland, and I'm thinking, this is cracked. Like this economy is not making any sense. But do you, like, I don't want to be shutting down. Like, I think a Geonosis Arena
Price
would
over
be
here, they know
really
the
cool.
prices. And yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But then again, I always miss out on, like the other week when the Onyx Cinder for John Lewis
Mhm.
was 63 quid, and I missed, gone, missed it. I just miss everything.
But you didn't actually miss the Onyx Cinder, though, did you?
Ooh.
Well, no, but I didn't pay. I paid a lot more than 63 quid for it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry, I thought you meant you missed out on the set.
No,
Right,
I
okay,
missed
yeah.
out on the set. Yeah, no, I
On the sale, yeah.
I did bloody full price Jones on it.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to show off your Onyx Cinder because I want to be able to full screen you. But let me just do my wish list.
Yeah.
So I still want the henchman battle pack, right? And I want it to be a super battle pack, so I want a couple of little builds in there, similar to what we had. Right. Well, I'll tell you now. So this is kind of like Jabba's stroke. Well, any henchman really, because they kind of use those random 4 or 5 different aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be awesome.
But what I want is like a couple of little builds. It can be like, I don't know, an E33 blaster kind of thing, or something like that, like a little speeder, and then a mixture of sort of 5, 6, 7 minifigs, but with, giving people the ability to buy 4 or 5 of them and mix up the heads, the bodies, and the legs. And I know we could do that with any figs, but generally the battle packs are kind of multiple of the same. But I want them to encourage people, kids and adults alike, to make their own combinations of figs, using the accessories, using the hair pieces, the heads, the bodies, and the legs. Maybe even not go as far as the arms, but so that you can, make probably, from 3 or 4 battle packs, 30 different guys. And I don't think that would look out of place in canon either, because generally when you look, when in Mandalorian, when the henchmen sort of rock up and they sort of, they're kicking off in town and they wanted a drink and then they're sort of seeing them off.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those guys are like, variations of the same character anyway. What they're like, 2 or 3 of them got the same face, a couple of them got the same clothes. I mean, and I just think, they could release that in line with the Mandalorian movie. They could do it, on top of the sail badge. I like the idea of something like that, where you can kind of, almost make your own exclusive version of a set of figures to do whatever you want, just to beef out your little army or to put on any of your kind of bad guy sets, whatever.
They might bring out like a pirate battle pack next year from Skeleton Crew.
Well, that's it. Like I said, I think it's so universal. To me, I think that's something I could pitch to Lego, and shouldn't get anybody going, because there's literally no reason why they couldn't do that. But that I would want to see a Camino diorama. Camino probably not as popular as Geonosis in terms of what we want, and I don't think they need to flesh it out because there wasn't enough going on that planet for us to see.
Yeah,
but I just want the diorama. I just like the idea. Have you played the Skywalker Saga, where they have those kind of, as you move around, you see those little kind of miniature dioramas? So they're like little animated things to show which kind of place you go, which movie you're going to. And I'd want something bigger than that, but I just want that kind of plateau. I don't necessarily want Jango Fett and Obi-Wan Starfighter, unless they could do them small enough. But something to represent that battle scene between the two. I don't think the scene has aged well, because when I went to see him in the cinema recently, I remember seeing that scene for the first time, maybe the 5th, 6th, 7th time, and thinking, wow, what an awesome fight scene between Obi-Wan and Jango Fett. But when I watched it again recently, I was like, this doesn't really hold up as well, because
he's very video game looking Django. The way he moves and stuff, like it's like,
the CGI in it, so the bits and pieces of CGI look a bit kind of weird, and the way Obi-Wan kind of swings himself to safety is kind of a bit, I don't know. But
it's got the headbutton scene part in it, or they cut it out.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't know. Actually, I can't remember.
I think they had it, then they cut it out, and then I think they put it back in.
There's one where isn't there one where he No, he kicks him, doesn't he? And he kicks his shin or something, and then realizes he's like got steel plated.
With Grievous, yeah.
Mandalorian. Oh yeah, that's Grievous. Sorry, no, I was thinking, isn't there something he does like that when he's fighting Django as well? I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, I like the idea of that diorama because it's always a battle scene I've always loved. I want them to come up with, this is more of a sub theme, but I want them to do the lightsabers. One a year, plenty, but any and all. And I think they should mix it up. I think they shouldn't just go Luke, Vader. I think they should go like Luke,
Quinlan Voss or something like that.
And then go really out there like that, so people can collect them. Yeah, because I think the reason that some of these sub themes go off the board is they do all the popular sets first, and then they start doing the sideways sets, and then people get bored. But I think they should go like Mace Windu, and then if they do 2 a year, let's say they do Mace Windu in May, and then they do like, I don't know, Coruscant, what do you call him? The Jedi Temple Guard in November. So, you can, if you want just the mainline sets, you can just have the one. If you really want to go all out and get them all, you can get, do you know what I mean? So it kind of something for everybody.
they need to pace like, that's what I had an issue with the helmets. It was like kind of like, those like music albums where the first 4 songs are all hits and the rest are all like, they have the artist has one hit and then they bring out an album and you're like, oh, come on. Get a few more hits under your belt first. I think that's the way it should be with the lightsabers. It should be start off with a bang with like Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, and then do Quinlan Voss, Kit Fisto, and then Obi-Wan, and then do
as her program is out.
Yeah.
But
and they can theme them in there with current shows.
I've come around to the idea of lightsabers. I think whenever it was kind of brought up, I was like, I like it, but I don't know if would it sell well with. I don't like using the term normies, but it's like, and also,
and I could take it or leave it if they had a figure in, and I can see that people can complain, oh, they could have thrown a figure on there, whatever. Right? And this is the wrong reason to want this as a subline, but for people like me, I'm thinking about sets that I can enjoy building, would look good on display, because that's primarily what I'm looking for now, and won't take up a lot of room. So in the space that I could put maybe 2 or 3 ships, I could get like 10 lightsabers. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of average. And the price point of them would be reasonable. The price point would be reasonable as well. You're looking 30 to 50. Yeah. Maybe with a Darth Maul lightsaber, maybe a bit more because it's bigger.
What is Luke's G? Let me just see Luke's lightsaber, because Lego do put a price on it on the website.
Yeah, I think it was $39.99 UK, wasn't it?
$18.99. Yeah, I just bumped it up to 20. Bumped that to $24.99. Like,
Jesus, I'd go as high as 30 on that particular lightsaber, if I'm honest.
I think Luke's is. I think it was someone was showing it on a Discord server. I think it's pretty close to life size as well. The only one that isn't out of those was Yoda's, because Yoda's is tiny, so they kind of blew his up a little bit more. But I mean, his I think in universe is basically like a USB drive. He's so small. Like, God.
What about this? Ready? Oh wait, I'll leave this. I'll leave this by here until I go full screen Jones, because you won't see it otherwise. So my last one was, I don't know if you guys have seen, they've done this exclusive Gascano's pod racer.
Yes,
Which is
yes.
kind of,
Yeah.
you got to jump through like 50 hoops to get it or whatever in the USA. And anyway, I think they should do that. Not at the scale of maybe at the scale of the diorama type thing. So it doesn't have to be incredibly detailed. Again, doesn't have to have a figure. But I think those would look pretty good if you could just kind of line them up as if they're on that kind of starting lineup from the show. And again, 1, 2 a year. After a couple of years, they could probably get them all. Because there was only like, 12 pod races in that race? 12, 13, 14 pod races?
Yeah.
So that's where I'd go with it.
But
that's essentially what I want.
It's criminal to me that they've never done modern versions of the pod racer like Gascano or Ben Quadenarios. He's the funky guy whose pod never left. It's just insane to me that they've never done like, and there's so many cool. Aside from figures, I think the pod race. I do enjoy the pod racing, and I like the variety of pod racers. I think it's like each one's so unique.
It's such a great opportunity to do some new building techniques as well in current time.
Yeah,
you can understand it years ago, but now
that
because we've had 3, right?
One was really good.
Slurpy, was that the one that when the bloke you want when he hits the thing and all his engine come off? Yeah,
that's it.
He's got the long.
Looks like a beetle, doesn't he? He looks a bit like a.
Aye.
So, is there only ever been 3 pod races? So we've had Sebulbas, Anakins. You can't really include Gascanos because it wasn't like a release. But the other one that came in, the original set that came out, the original wave, that had a 3rd one in. I think that was Gascanos as well, wasn't it? I've got it somewhere. Yeah. I never built it.
You're probably right. Was there not like a pod racing bucket? There was some weird, but I think you're right, Colin. I don't think they've ever really gone and did like 8 pod racers. There was only just those ones.
Yeah, but anyway, this is sorry to go back to what I was.
I think that's good. I think that's a good choice. The one you brought up there. Yes. That's cool.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, it's
the actual Lego.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's way too small to be like. It's probably closer to what Yoda's would be, but in terms of my hand, but obviously it's scaled up, but not scaled up enough to be full size.
Hello, Crimson. What's up?
Cool hand, but it fit this guy's hand.
Well, it's just a 2x2 like tubular piece, if you like. So I don't know how big is his hand.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
This guy, I'd say it could probably fit.
Yeah, what can you get like a? It's just one.
Yeah, because it comes with the tube. I mean, you'd probably have to play around with what would actually kind of go in there.
So rebrickable, free instructions, and the parts for this were a couple of pounds. I think I paid in total this entire thing, including the postage, was about 7-8 quid. It's not bad, really.
The green pieces.
The translucent pieces, believe it or not, are cheap. In fact, I ordered blue and green to go with this, so I can swap it out for green. I didn't do red, but I just decided to do both of those. And then I was going to customize it just to troll some people to change it so you could put it this end as well and put the red in. But the way it's designed, you can't actually do that without making some slight changes. So I'm going to have to kind of fiddle around with it and see how I can get it to work. But I just thought, and I was like, next to nothing to build that. So
that's I must actually have a wee go with that. That is pretty cute, like.
But it is quite fun. I know we talked about him last week. I want to see. I've got Luke Skywalker's Darth Vader lightsaber, if you like, or his Episode 4 lightsaber in with my mocks, but I think it's like the 5th or 6th crate down, and I can't bother digging it out. But maybe next episode if I remember. So, But yeah, so while we're full screening and showing off what we've spent our money on, we got the Indiana Jones set in the background. Did I know you had that?
That's cool.
So we're gonna dive into. So guys in the chat, jump in on this if you would like to. We're gonna do pickups, and then we're gonna go straight from pickups into Whittakee's Box of Boys. Snack Wars, wrong one.
Oh, throwback.
Actually, we do the Box of Boys first, because obviously, we can all do our pickups then, can't we? After you. So, I can't. Did you say what you? No, you've posted this, but I purposely haven't looked at it. Have you posted this already?
Because obviously it's Cause it's,
I purposely haven't looked because I wanted to be excited. So wait a sec.
Right.
So I have no clue. Right, let's get you full screen, Jones. There you go.
I think I said I was going to do sabers but no, I've come up with something else. And I dedicated this to Padawan because bless him, he's obviously doing his campaign that Lord of the Rings trilogy is better than the original trilogy. Bless him.
I disagree.
So I dedicated. He's just flogging a dead horse there because that's not true. So
well, if it was just any of the trilogies versus Lord of the Rings, maybe, but
I've done a box of rings. So it's not just Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
That looks beautiful, though.
Okay, so even on full screen, I can't see exactly where everybody is. So we got.
I'm going to take that banner off a moment.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Right. See that now?
Yeah. So starting from the top, I got Sauron. We've got Elrond.
No, that's Arwen.
Who's that?
Arwen. Yeah, Arwen. Yeah.
All right. Arwen, Aragorn, and then Boromir.
You've got the Fellowship now. So so you got Boromir, Legolas.
Legolas, Gimli, and then I can't quite see the bottom.
Down the bottom, you've got Pippin, Merry, Sam, Frodo. I even though there's not a space here, I squeezed Gollum in. Yeah.
Smeagol, Gandalf. Oh, and that's Bilbo.
Gandalf and Bilbo.
And how many of them?
I had the mouth of Sauron there, and I thought, oh God, no, I've got to put Bilbo in it. So
yeah.
So this month it's a box of rings.
And do all of those come with? No, wait, those must have come from other sets.
I have to say, I definitely feel like Elrond is missing.
Yeah, because you've got everybody from that Fellowship chat conversation there, haven't you? Oh no, Bilbo wasn't there then.
See, I suggest that you remove Sauron and put in Elrond.
I had to have the big bad in there.
I get it, but like I don't know.
You could do him.
Odd.
Basically, you could do him with the bad guys.
Basically, I've got all the. It's the Fellowship of the Ring, all the Fellowship. You do. Plus, obviously, what's his name's bird? Aragorn's.
One of his birds.
I had to have Sauron in it.
I would have gone Sauron with the orcs.
Yeah, but I haven't got enough to fill out. I haven't got enough to fill out the box.
So where are all these figures from? Because I didn't realize you got both sets then, have you?
Right. So apart from Gollum and Sauron, the others are all from Rivendell.
I didn't know you had Rivendell as well.
Yeah, that was the first one I bought.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously Sauron and Gollum is from
Barad-dûr.
But
Barad-dûr, as Bertan calls it.
Barad-dûr.
Is it Elrond? You mean the bloke in charge of the elves?
Yeah. So when they have that,
it's that important. So that's why.
When they have that Fellowship chat kind of thing around the table, pretty much everybody there, isn't they? So if you had Elrond there, because Eowyn is there, but she's in the background. Yeah, and then
Gimli's dad was there, but I didn't put him in it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gloin is missing right there.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing. You only got 12 spaces, so.
Mm-hmm.
but
I think
Bilbo,
that's
yeah,
fit.
Bilbo's there as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not actually there, but he's at Rivendell at that point. So yeah.
Whittakee, I'd suggest putting in Saruman and taking out maybe Arwen or Bilbo.
Right.
But I
I'd
know-
love
I
to
know
put
you-
Saruman. I'd love to put Saruman in it, but I haven't got him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, the way this
I've
works,
only got
so
the two
down
Lord
is
of the Rings sets, and the most expensive ones.
the way this
God,
works
they
is
really.
that every month he swaps out the characters in it, and it's all usually based around one theme. So
Oh,
next
okay.
month it'll be some.
It's
Next
all
month
it's
it'll be
all on my it's all on my Instagram every month. I've been doing it now for about almost a year now.
That's cool.
I've had a box of box of boys, because it's a box of boys, box of droids, box of Mandos, box of girls. What else have I had? I had a box of boys because ACOBs. I put them in it 1 month.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see if you can get it to go longer than the show goes.
But yeah, I just wanted to, because I keep saying, it's not just, even though it's a box of boys, Star Wars. No, it's versatile.
Okay, so look,
Back.
what we'll do is we'll go straight into pickups because you got something else you want to show us, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
then you can close it out. Start closing it out then. Solo layout. There you go.
So obviously I went to the grand opening of the new store in Bristol, and I managed. I wasn't going to buy anything, but yeah, I picked up this.
Nice.
And
Cool,
like
cool.
I said, after building it and stuff, whether the show's any good, this is a great build. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. And it looks really nice. The only thing I will say, it's quite dark anyway, but obviously there are. I doubt if you can see them in there, but it is quite hard to get your hand in there and get.
It's quite a girthy boy, though, isn't it?
If I can turn that round, because obviously there's a double there. So,
God, that Max Rebo looking character will always.
they're saying
Freak
it's
me
not the
out.
same species now, though, aren't they?
Oh, is he
Yes.
not?
I heard.
Oh.
Yeah. But of course, the thing about the bit I really like is this bit. Wait,
Oh, nice.
Do you know what?
Oh, cool.
In his correct position, that like that, and then looking at the underside of the ship and how it slopes up, it does look a lot like the body of the U-wing, because the U-wing
Yeah.
has those kind of four of those and then it goes up. Obviously, it goes more to a point. And then you got the wings.
There is one thing I will say about this thing. Is that I did a Boy Scout error here, and there's a piece that I put wrong. It's upside down.
Right?
Now, I did try, but it looks like if I need to turn it round, I've got to take basically it all apart. It's one of the first.
No.
It's in the middle of the structure, which I will do because it'll be on my mind, but I'll leave it for a couple of days.
So you're not going to be like Life Bricks then, Tyler, and make a
Oh,
mistake
no.
on his. On
But
his.
at least it's like taking. I'll just be taking that part with the pat. I won't have to be taking off every little piece.
Does it matter? Does it matter to the set or?
Well, it does a little bit because it's kind of a face. Yeah, it's facing. When you do that up there, this bit goes up and it shouldn't. So it's just
Right. Nice.
a bit anal like that.
Did you do
So
the
obviously-
digital? Did the digital or the paper instructions?
The paper instructions, but I just accidentally put it upside down. I didn't think.
Yeah.
So of course, with that, free gift of purchase, which was this one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the Lego shop. I thought that
Lego
been
shop.
gone.
I think they bring it out every time a new shop.
Oh, cool.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good score, mate. Because they had the
And-
library thing going on, didn't they?
And one more. Oh yeah, there was a little poly bag which I haven't got on me that we were giving out for kids. And I went, oh, I couldn't bring my child. He wasn't very well, so they gave me it. And then,
I'm going to tell him.
and then this one.
Oh, do you want that? Is it for sale?
Oh, nice.
I am letting you both now know before I do it on eBay, and I'm going to let people know in the forum. These are both for sale. I don't.
Mate, I'll buy the library one off you. Because weirdly, I do need to buy a set because I ordered the the magnet.
Right.
You know, with the points. But then I realized afterwards you've got to place an order to add it to the order. And my fiance was saying, well, just order a keyring or something. But of course, you've got to pay postage, so I may as well order a set. And that was the GWP. So I was like, right, I'll do one now. And by the time I decided what I was going to do and went on, it'd gone.
Yeah,
I was like,
I think they're basically sold out.
So I want that for my daughter for Christmas because she reads books like they're going out of fashion. And it actually looks like her. She's got the dark hair, the glasses. So yeah, I'll let me know what you're thinking in terms of price, mate, and I'll sort you out.
Well,
And can you show the other one again, please?
I can tell you now, but I don't. But you might think. Well, that's the back of it.
Got it.
Well, I still got to get permission anyway. So, oh, nice, yeah. That's going to be if that's exclusive to stores opening. That's going to be.
To be honest with you, I thought
I'd sit on that.
I shouldn't really have spent like 125, but I thought, well, for once, I don't normally do it, but I don't. If I do sell these, I'll get some money back for.
Mate, you should sit on the Lego store set because I think that's worth sitting on. Because it's not only is it.
I'll just let you know. I mean, I know I've been looking on eBay, and this one is going between sort of 45 to 50 quid. But I was going to offer it to anyone on the forum or whatever for 40 if they're interested.
Oh, mates rates. Okay. How about an exchange?
What, for the Christmas X-Ring?
No, Christ no. If I had that, mate, I wouldn't be here now probably. But
No.
I'm just trying to think what I've got boxed and sealed that I've got multiples of them you might need. We'll sort it out anyway, mate, offline.
Yeah, but like I said, I was going to offer, obviously, whatever it was, I was going to knock off a fiver to anyone on the forum or whatever.
No, I appreciate that, mate. Well, unless anybody offers you top dollar for it, and obviously I can, expect you to keep it for me.
No,
let me have a look. Let me look what I've got, and I'll see if we can do an exchange of those.
Now, right? If I had a choice of selling it for someone on eBay for 50 or to you for 40, it would be to you.
Oh yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
Because I bought this bloody thing. I've got no money for food.
Like I said, I'm not guaranteed a yes at the moment, but I can find out very soon. So we'll sort out.
As you're interested, I'll just hold it back until you're ready, mate. Don't go anywhere.
I appreciate that, mate. So any other pickups, or was that it?
No, that was it. Yeah, that was it. So it was a surprise because I wasn't really expecting to buy the Cinder, but I'm glad I did. And I'm actually, now I've seen the trailer, I'm actually looking forward to watching it as well. So.
Okay, Slurpy, you got any pickups, mate?
I mean, last episode I talked about buying the throne room, so it's built and on the shelf, and it looks really cool to have trash compactor, Jedi training, and that on display. But I haven't really bought anything. I've been eyeing up getting the TIE bomber before it retires. I'm eyeing one just in the mid £30 range, so it's like, right, I'm gonna snatch that up. Box is damaged and all, but you all know my stance on boxes. But this is it. Yeah, no, I don't. But this isn't necessarily like a pickup or anything like that. It's custom. But I think like some of you guys maybe know, like, I'm a big fan of heavy metal, and in particular, there's a band called Megadeth. I don't know if you know them.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of them.
So they have a mascot called Vic Rattlehead, and this is not a pickup by any means. I had an action figure of him, and I was like, I have two of them. What am I going to do with the other one? So I ripped off his head and I stuck it on. It's hard to see, But this looks like a Family Guy. Look at that! Like that is atrocious. That like I could take a photo. Maybe there's not. I don't think you can really get a good view of him. But yeah, I'm actually using a Ninjago general torso here.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
see.
that's it. Like that's I don't even know if I'd call it a pickup, but that's it. Bill, what's it?
Okay, so
Well,
he's got
Is it a rat?
he's got a mascot called Eddie, a heavy metal band.
Yeah, Iron Maiden. I'd like to do that one next.
Nice one. Thought you'd know it.
No, I do know.
Yeah, no, I thought you would.
And then maybe the Crimson Ghost from Misfits as well. But they're all part of that. Like, there's a what's the action figure brand called? Reaction or Super 7. They kind of do the retro versions, and they're pretty cheap. And it's like I kind of, if anyone knows my history, I kind of like to bastardize Lego and toys. So this is just a combination of both. It took so long to get the hole in his head though, because it's not a hard plastic, it's a weird soft plastic. I say,
Have you ever seen what's that YouTuber called now? Is it Republic Bricks? He does a lot of Republic Studs. That's it. He does a lot of like that kind of thing, like where he's got like a Lego. I don't know where he gets them from, but they got like two heads or a giant head.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Citizen Brick, I think. I think it's Citizen's Brick.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, they do it as well, but no, you mean where he gets the figures from? Yeah.
I think so. Like the pieces.
Yeah,
they're really cool though.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm glad you guys you mentioned Megadeth. I'll tell you why, because I'm always looking for inspiration for our music for when I'm kind of plugging the show on my Instagram in particular, and I always tend to use stuff that I gravitate towards. But I want to kind of make it all encompassing. So I did do a rock song a while back after realizing do a rock. Yeah, because you were wearing that Guns N' Roses Lego T-shirt in that particular sticker that I used. So we'll have to start incorporating some of that, because I don't care what I use as long as it's captivating for people who are watching. How about you, Martin? Have you got a particular type of music that you kind of gravitate towards?
More 80s, really.
Because I'm a Beach Boys fan more than anything else, but I'm a big hip hop inspiration as well. So
I'm a big. I like 80s. I am a big. And they are still going. I'm a big Aha fan. I used to like Aha.
Yeah.
What band?
Aha.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Because I was thinking actually of when I do my Whittakee's box of things, I was thinking of a different background music.
Yeah.
I think Aha have one of the better James Bond themes. I've always loved the Living Daylights, like that theme.
Oh yeah, I've
yeah.
seen that James Bond movie.
That's the only reason why I went and seen that film.
Well,
Yeah.
I like Timothy Dalton.
I like Timothy Dalton. I know we're going off.
I especially like Timothy Dalton. Do you know why?
I think he's one of the worst James Bonds.
Because he's the Welsh James Bond. We've had one from everywhere. We've had a Scotsman, an Irishman. Well, we've had two Irishmen. No, one Irishman.
He said if it wasn't such a long time since the next one, he would have done it. But it was such a long.
Yeah. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan. Irish, Scottish, two Englishmen, a Welshman, and a Kiwi.
Mm-hmm. No
Who's
American.
Scottish?
Sean Connery.
How did I forget that?
What's Daniel Craig? Wasn't he Scottish as well?
No, he's English. Same as
Right.
Roger Moore.
Who's the Kiwi then?
George Lazenby.
George Lazenby.
He was only in for one film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only one.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
They had to be like British or.
Well, as long as he can do a British accent. He's the only one who ever gets married as well.
Oh my days. That's what
spoiler alert, he dies.
On the spoof one, so it was David Niven as well, wasn't
David Niven, yeah, he's English as well. So
God, they made so many of them.
That's typical of the English, got to dominate everything. So There you go. Such is life. Anyway, so pickups for me. I'm gonna do a show. I try to, when I do my content, which is few and far between. We're always try to kind of troll somebody a little bit, or take the piss a little bit, or take the mick a little bit. So I'm planning to do I picked up these sets from Block Tech, Flower, and they actually look pretty good. If the picture art, which is actual picture art as opposed to like CGI or renders of the sets, if it is as good as they look on the box, they actually look pretty decent. But I'm going to do a video saying, hi, I was gifted these from Block Tech by myself, because we sell them in my shop, and if we're going to bring home products to like make and put on display in the store, we can do that for free. It's something I encourage my staff to do with, like, you know, craft stuff, art stuff, or obviously stuff like this. So, you know, I'm basically building them, enjoying them, and taking them back to work for nothing. So I'm going to kind of say, yeah, I've gifted these to myself, and I'm going to build them and do like a little, you know, like those land member type videos that people come out with. Lego gifted me these. The only other thing that I picked, it's not really a pick. It's not a pickup so much as it is a flex, because I had this for my birthday. I also had
great set.
It is, yeah. Obviously, my fiance was listening because she got me a set. I think this was off my daughter, I believe, because they kind of just get me some stuff between them. And I asked for nothing, to be honest with you. I said don't get anything because obviously wedding and Christmas. But I was really appreciative of that. They also bought me the Tentative 4, but I think there was a misunderstanding because I sent a screenshot showing off to my fiance that there was a really good sale on in game, and one of them was that set, because I was just looking at it when it was on the UK Boys chat thing, and I didn't realize till afterwards that she thought that was me sending her a list of what I wanted. So she bought me the Tantive, and I already had it. You know, the ship,
midi scale one,
midi scale ship.
Starship.
I already had it, and so she felt a bit bad. But I said, look, take it back. We'll just get the money back. Don't worry about getting another set. So I was quite happy with this anyway. So yeah, so I got some Lego and non-Lego to be doing. And yeah, so that's pickups. So
what about Oaktown? Did you get anything?
Any pickups? Within the last how much time, roughly?
I don't know, month, week.
Week, nothing. Month. That Ewok Village that you saw.
Oh, right, yeah.
2015 Imperial Shuttle, which is awesome. I got that for $100, so that was cool. Complete as well. And also that same day, I got a pad box at the Lego store, and I also picked up the Lego delivery truck and the 4+ Disney train from last year.
Jesus.
So yeah,
someone's been splurging. So how come we haven't seen any? How come we haven't seen any of this in content then, mate? Because you got a little bit.
It was an Instagram post.
Ah, okay.
The haul, yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I'll have to check that out.
Really? Yeah. It's I think my most recent Instagram post, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because you did go quiet a little bit for a while on both Instagram and YouTube. I think I did check in on you, didn't I? But
maybe.
But yeah. I mean, we all do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just, but you've clearly got something to show for it, so that's good. But yeah, chat. I mean, the chat's gone a little bit stale. But if anybody out in the chat's got anything they want to show off that they picked up, let us know now before we say goodnight to everybody. Because look, I think a couple of you said you needed to get off a bit earlier, and we all stuck it out. So I don't know whether that's testament to how exciting our conversation's been. Yeah. But any shout outs before we say goodnight?
Just Muggsy lad, he said he got his second ever Lego set, the Arton Senna set, so shouting him out for he's going to get knee deep in the hobby sooner rather than later, I would say.
Yeah,
he's only buying Lego sets every
steering towards Ninjago. Steering towards Ninjago.
Yeah. Did you collect the cars?
That's what I mean. Ninjago.
I might push him into like get speed champions, but then it might be like, there's this really cool ninja theme.
Next year, the Nigel Manson one coming out?
Yeah.
Might be.
Well, if he collects an Ninjago, they do some Formula One sets in there as well, don't they? I'm sure I've seen a couple of Formula One Ninjago sets. So, Christ, Ninjago's got it all, like. So,
I just want a
any other
Michael Schumacher car. That's all I need.
Yeah, Christ, he dominated for so long, didn't he?
Mm.
Well, his car did, I guess. But Whittakee, any shout outs?
No.
I don't think I've got a shout out at the moment, except for maybe to Fritz Bricks.
Mm.
Oaktown, any shout outs?
Any shout outs? I'm thinking of people that I want to shout out. TJ's live streaming at 5 o'clock, so I think that will be in like an hour and 12 minutes. So on Twitch, check out Titanium J52 over there.
Mm-hmm.
Other people that I want to shout out. Let me think. Who has a ACOB, of course, the Girth Gang always. Mm-hmm.
What time is it over there at the moment, Motown?
What?
What time is it over there?
Is it free?
ACOB?
It's like
Oh,
3
right
o'clock.
now.
3:49 with
Right.
you, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3:49 for me. Yeah,
He's on the Pacific coast, but
Yeah.
they're only 5 hours behind us on the. So it'll be like 6 o'clock, 10 to 7 on the East Coast.
It's nearly midnight for us.
Yeah,
Past my bedtime even. But yeah, look, still haven't heard anything from Fritz Bricks. So all I'll say to anybody watching this on replay, you probably already missed the Fritz Bricks stream if you're watching this on replay, and maybe even in real time, because I don't know what time he was doing it. We couldn't seem to work out that. But it's worth double checking. Go over to the link at the very top of this chat, and there's a link on there to join. Fritz Bricks is what do they call it again? Oh Christ, what's that?
Whatnot?
Live stream?
Whatnot, Jesus, that Whatnot. Where he was doing some fundraising, 50% of the funds from his Whatnot would go towards. I'm terrible with names. What's the name of the charity?
Mission 22.
Oh, jeez, I need a secretary or something. Mission 22, and it's a charity for veteran suicide, or that supports veteran suicide in a number of different ways, I assume. But if you want to donate to that charity or make a donation to that charity, you can do it in several ways. Either just go straight to Mission 22, or if you go to the link in my Instagram profile or Fritz Bricks, they'll all go to the same sort of sub for fundraising that he's doing at the moment, where he's got a $10,000 target. And whether you click on the link that's in my profile or in his profile, it'll still do the same thing. It'll still go to his fundraising kind of segment, and the donation will be added on there. And you get an opportunity to leave a message. You get an opportunity to share that you've donated to your stories. You get an opportunity to share. You don't have to have what your donation was, but you get to share the link. And when you do a donation, it allows you to put the link on your own profile as well for other people to see. So, all that happens when you go onto the donation page. And, I think he's happy for as much as a penny, or whatever it is you guys can afford, if anything. And, I'd made my donation in honor of my my grandfathers who served in the war, even though they're not kind of, suicidal veterans, obviously, but just in honor of the day. So
Can you take off the pickup / spend / save thingy-majiggy?
Oh yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah. I guess also another shout out is myself. Can I do the self plug?
Of course you can, mate. Yeah, I thought you were going to start with that.
Yeah, you're right, of course. So check me out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, all under the same username, Oaktown Bricks. Yeah.
I don't know how you get time for it, mate. I mean, I struggle with YouTube and Instagram. Like you said, I need a secretary.
Twitch, I haven't. Twitch, I don't really do much over there, honestly. I haven't really done much over there. And then TikTok, only when I post a short, when I post a short form video, I'll repost it over there. And I haven't done one in a few months, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just terrible with trying to keep up with content. It's just like, Anyway, I'll have a lot more free time coming up soon. So maybe I can get, because I was, who was I listening to? I was watching a YouTuber the other day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks on holiday, and I'm not going to have access to my laptop, so I've got lots of content lined up and scheduled to be released on certain days." I'm thinking, Jesus, it takes me 3 or 4 weeks to plan one shot, and even then it don't come to fruition. So to not have a full-time job, I guess. But there you go. But look, thanks, guys. I'll just do one quick little plug to say again, our next episode is going to be our 10th episode special, or 10th episode. Mm-hmm. And did you notice as well, guys, I called our Halloween show our Halloween spec. And then a couple of days later, ACOB released their thumbnail, which they called their Halloween spec.
Well, that's just a Sean thing to do.
Well, yeah, I know that, but he's normally good at coming up with those things. And I've been using that terminology since I was a kid.
Really?
So, yeah. So in that case, dividends have been paid for stealing Croc Talk. But anyway.
They can have it back.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen, heater, which is like so associated. I have seen that commented on like Fitz, like websites for like fashion years ago, and it's so strange hearing it like again and like, oh, but I like that it's for Lego now instead of like Fly Nike kicks.
Yeah, I think he's I don't think he pretends to kind of have made any of these things up, but definitely
he
make
does pretend
popular.
To make heater up. He has said that heater came from there. He takes ownership of heater, that for sure.
Well, I say this, right? So 10th episode special, we're going to go on a Sunday, hopefully around about 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock ish. Try and do that kind of time of day, UK time, on the 24th of November. So instead of 2 weeks on the usual Monday, it'll be on the Sunday. And the 10th episode special is going to consist of something along the lines of talking about all Star Wars battle packs briefly and going through some of the best ones. The panel going through their top 3, and then either pre-recorded or live stop-ins from some of the guests that we've had in from episodes 1 up to episodes 9, so Oaktown included. And those guys are going to sort of chime in, hopefully appear on the show, some of them live, and maybe some of them pre-record what their top 3 battle packs have been. And we'll talk a little bit about each of those and hash it out. But that'll be the entire episode. We won't do any other kind of sub chats. Matt and I'll be happy. We won't do any Croc Talk maybe that episode, but we'll see.
Say, by the end of all of that, we'll probably be opening up our Christmas presents.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate you coming out. Shout out to everybody who chimed in on the chat, and or if you were watching and lurking because you couldn't chat, whatever.
Shout out to the Hive always.
Shout out to Hive for tuning in briefly at one point, and Padawan for telling us that this was his entertainment for the night and then disappearing. So he obviously found something better to do. But
really, maybe he went to bed.
Still here.
And for Muttley, as per usual, outlasting even most of the panel. So is that your foot or your hand?
This is hand.
Oh, it's your hand. I thought it was your foot then. I was like, what's he doing? Scrolling with his toe. Right, okay.
Thanks for
Muttley.
Oaktown. Nice to see you.
Muttley, as always, mate, being the guy who probably owns more battle packs than everybody else put together, if you want to come in on the 10th episode special, if you want to pre-record something, no face, or if you want to pop on the live, mate, on the panel, you're more than welcome. You're probably one of our most committed members. So let me know, mate.
You got to be committed. Come on here.
Absolutely. Our rinky-dink show. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for riding with us, and see you on the next one. Papa Rex again. Same offer goes out to you, mate. You've been riding with us from day one.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, gang.
Yeah, but take it easy. Thanks, guys. Thanks, panel. All the best, everybody, and good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Yeah, I'll see you all guys later.
Ooh, wait a sec.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I forgot. I got outro music now. No. Do you know what? I started writing outro music, and I ran out of time, and I forgot to pick it back up. But So I'm in the process of writing outro music, but in the meantime, we'll just play this. And just put some volume on it. My laptop don't freeze up.
Would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat cool. Would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat cool.